San Antonio Spurs got a 127-125 win over the Kings in Sacramento last night. Wemby had a 34-point, 14-rebound, 11-assist triple-double in that win. They'll face the Suns tomorrow night in Phoenix with a chance to win Group B in the Emirates Cup in-season tournament. Houston Texans survived in Jacksonville yesterday. Big story there, though, was the ejection of linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair. He was ejected from the game on a late hit to Trevor Lawrence.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. After a long holiday week, we come back. It's December.
Already December,
Already
isn't it? Wow.
December. Watched a snowy football game last night, and I couldn't have been the only one that needed a blanket while sitting in my recliner to watch that game last night. Good night. It looked cold and miserable.
You know, I understand the players have to be out there, but the fans, how in the world are the fans sitting up there? I know they're all tanked out of
drunk.
their mind, but
Yeah.
still.
There's people that enjoy that stuff.
I suppose.
I'm not one of them. They're going to build a $1 billion stadium up there in Buffalo and not put a roof on it.
Yep.
Same in Cleveland.
They enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah, that's just miserable.
What? I don't know. Just tell me right now. As of this moment, I'm talking about just this year, Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league.
Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league.
He's incredible, that guy.
I mean, kind of like you talking about Dak Prescott. Get it done in the postseason. Get it done against Kansas City. I mean, you look at right now, that game last night, I mean, hell, he threw a touchdown pass to himself. What a great play.
It was incredible.
Obviously, Amari Cooper is paying attention to Travis Kelce. Obviously, I mean, you look at it, you look at the MVP race. Now, quite frankly, if I had an MVP vote and I had to decide it today, I'm going to throw up as I say this, it'd go to Saquon Barkley.
All right. I can't argue with that.
And I hate the Eagles.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
I don't want nice things for the Eagles.
Although they're tough, man. You got to give them their props.
That's it. I mean, right now, I think the Eagles might be the best team in football.
I don't know about that.
I just keep waiting for Detroit to come back to earth. Plus, Detroit is dealing with so many injuries.
They are. And they've got a tough game Thursday night against Green Bay.
Can they keep it up? But as much as it pains me to say it, Philadelphia, about this point last year, started their collapse. This year, they look like they're getting stronger. And I know you love their coach.
Baltimore's a fraud, so other than that, let's go with that.
I still like Baltimore.
They're a fraud.
Give me Baltimore and a real kicker in the postseason, and I'm good. And I say that. I love Justin Tucker, but
I was feeling sorry for the guy last night. I gotta admit, I really felt bad. When he missed that second field goal, I was like, damn, I just kind of hid my face in my hands and went, oh, man, I'm embarrassed for the guy.
Embarrassed for the guy. I don't know that some kickers, I don't know if he's dealing with something physical or if it's just all mental. But I'll go back to, we were sitting at Circa Las Vegas in August, and one of the big bosses up there, his name is Mike Palm.
Yep.
And we're visiting with Mike Palm, who you can see on all the Circa platforms. He does a lot of stuff. And he was like, yeah, Justin Tucker's not going to have it this year. That'd be one guy I'd stay away with in fantasy football.
Man.
He was right. He was right.
Yeah, no kidding.
He was right.
Boy, he has not been good this year, that's for sure. But I'm just not sold on Baltimore, man. I just don't think that there's a lot of teams I think that will beat them, and they're not going anywhere again.
Well, I don't know. I'm still on Baltimore. I still like Baltimore. I got to go back. I think that was my preseason pick. I'm not ready to bail on it because they have the weapons. They have the defense. They have the quarterback. They have receivers. They added Derrick Henry. I don't know what happened yesterday other than 7 points got left on the field by one of the greatest kickers of all time. And I'm not one of those that say, well, those 7, that's the difference in the game, because if he makes those kicks, The rest of that game goes completely different.
Sure.
All the strategy goes out the window, but still one of the most reliable kickers. The anniversary of the return of the Texas-Texas A&M game, the guy that ended it with the Texas win the first time, has the yips. It makes no sense.
Well, look, when you're the best at what you do for so long, I mean, eventually that comes to an end and you have a bad year, and he's certainly having a bad year. It happens. I mean, look what's going on with the Jets and that dude Aaron Rodgers. He was great for a long time. Now he sucks. And so, I mean, it's just, it happens.
It's not his fault. Ask him.
Yeah, well, of course, right? I mean, so it happens. Things happen like that. When you got to enjoy the successes and wallow in the failures.
Really?
And he's doing that.
I think everybody enjoys wallowing in failures, right, Eagle?
Well, what are you going to do?
I mean,
it's like a golf swing. Sometimes, no matter what you do, you just can't hit it straight.
You're a Cardinal fan. What was your dude's name? Rick Ankiel?
Yeah.
He still hasn't found it.
No, that guy. I don't know what he's doing.
He's probably living a nice life, not worried about anything with all the money that
Probably
he made.
So.
And it would be the same for a guy like Justin Tucker.
He'll come around.
Will he?
Yeah, I think
I mean, sometimes you wonder. Greg the Leg, at some point, when it's gone, it's gone. It happens. Father Time remains undefeated.
Absolutely.
But when you look at, that was, this, 4 days off that we all had, or most of us had. And if you had to work, sorry. But for the most of us, we've been off since Thursday. And you had 3 really good games on Thursday. You had a good game on Friday. Damn, the Chiefs are the luckiest team.
They are.
And then yesterday, with the Cowboys not playing, you had a chance to watch everybody, including the Texans and their dirty play. Boy, did they escape a win. And we'll get into that quite a bit. But just watching everybody play without, say, all right, I'm focused on the Cowboys for these 3 hours, and I'll catch up on the other games, which I realize is how a lot of us watch when the Cowboys are playing. You start looking at who's the best. San Francisco getting just trucked last night. They're not the same team, and it's not just because of Christian McCaffrey. Their defense isn't as solid.
Well, I feel bad for McCaffrey. Goes down, nobody even touched him. And you talk about Father Time. It could be time for Christian McCaffrey. I mean, who knows if he comes back?
Well, if he gets healthy, and you just wonder, did he rush things in getting back? And we'll never know. But I tell you, there's one team that we certainly on this show haven't given enough credit to, but after what they did yesterday, Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
When are they in the conversation as a legit shot at getting to New Orleans?
Well, I don't think anybody believes in them just yet.
Yeah, because they're 9-3.
I get it, but there's so many good teams in the AFC. I mean, that's a difficult path through there that they're going to have to go. I'm not saying they shouldn't be in the conversation, but I mean, where are you going to put them? You put them ahead of Buffalo? Would you put them ahead of Kansas City?
Well, right now they're on track to win the AFC North.
Sure, and I get that.
Obviously, Kansas City, although they figure out ways to win, but you wonder at what point is that going to catch up to them? The way they escaped the game against the Raiders. I mean, right now, other than Kansas City being Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid being who they are, do you look and watch Kansas City play and say, yep, they look like a Super Bowl team? And granted, we didn't say that last year or the year before, and they won the last 2, and they're trying to three-peat. In the AFC, it looks like Buffalo is the best team, and then you probably got to go Pittsburgh and then Baltimore.
Sure, and I wouldn't count out San Diego or L.A., whatever the hell they are. I mean, they're playing good football right now. I think they're going to make some noise. The AFC is stacked. Mm-hmm. They're tough. And for Pittsburgh to get through there, it's going to be tough. But, yeah, they belong in that conversation. I don't think there's any question about it. But Buffalo, right now, I think is the best team in the AFC by far.
Yeah, and then in the NFC, to me, I mean, you got Philadelphia and you have Detroit. And I'd probably put Detroit ahead. I just worry about Detroit and all their injuries, especially on the defensive side. Philadelphia just looks stacked all the way through.
They really do.
The addition of Saquon is such a difference maker, and you could just see it in the fourth quarter. It just pisses me off as a Cowboy fan to say that about Philadelphia, but I've got to be honest.
Wait, we're not gonna throw Washington in there?
No.
The Commanders?
No.
Aren't they 8-4 right now?
Well, they're 8-5.
8-5.
8-5.
They just it was Tennessee, but I mean still they kicked the crap out of them.
Well, that's because Kingsbury's now rumored for the Chicago job, so he had to have some good tape out there.
Yeah, he needed some because
his audition for the Cowboys job didn't go well.
He didn't want to go to the Cowboys anyway. Just ask Jimmy Johnson who the hell wants to go there.
You don't know that.
Nobody wants to go to the Cowboys.
Yeah, there's no sour grapes at all with Jimmy.
Jeez, nobody wants to go there.
Yeah.
I think Kingsbury with Caleb Williams, they've got a relationship already. I think that'd be a pretty good landing spot for him.
Well, I mean, you also hear Kellen Moore's name mentioned for the Chicago job.
Yeah.
And, it really will depend on what offensive-minded coach in Chicago are they willing to wait and pony up for Ben Johnson. If Detroit makes the run that everybody expects them to make, Ben Johnson won't be available till mid-February. If you are trying to get a jump start on next year, you want to make that hire as soon as you can. And so I think, although you could probably say the same about Kellen Moore, when is he going to be available, especially if, say, Philadelphia and Detroit meet in the NFC Championship game. Cliff, Washington, likely a playoff team, but they're not a legit Super Bowl contender.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet, but they're on their way. It's just you look at that NFC North division. I mean, you could have a Minnesota team or a Detroit team as the 5th seed in the playoffs and have a better record than everybody else.
And don't forget Green Bay right there, too.
And Green Bay right there. So that's a brutal division. And that game Thursday night between Detroit and Green Bay is going to be fantastic, and it's going to have a lot of meaning. So, yeah, there's a lot of football left to be played before the seeds are all ironed out. And Philadelphia, you would have to say, being that they're in the NFC East, probably has the easiest path.
Well, again, 5 more weeks of the regular season and a whole lot to be decided. We do have a Monday night game tonight, a game you can listen to here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. Should be a thriller between Denver and Cleveland.
I don't know. Don't count those brownies out.
I just want to see the Jameis pregame interviews.
Yes.
I want to see him hyping up his team. And we'll see if you'll give your boy Sean Payton any real credit for what he's been able to do.
Sure.
That was great.
Hold your breath.
I'm glad you did. You can't deny what he's been able to do.
Well, he's done a great job. There's a lot of football left to be played. Do they make the playoffs or not? There were a 5-win. I think the over and under for them was 5.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the season, so they've surpassed that for sure.
And playing good.
Yeah,
and Bo Nix is playing well, and they're playing good defensively as well. And they're still paying Russell Wilson a crap ton of money.
Yep.
And still able to figure out how to win. At some point, you got to credit coaching. Joe?
I'm sorry, we have to take a break?
Joe?
I just want, isn't it break time?
At some point, you got to credit the coaching.
At some point you do, and then we see where coaches screw it up is why Chicago is coachless at the moment. That was the worst I think I've ever seen. Clock management.
It was right up there.
It was awful.
It was right up there.
I'll give Sean Payton a little credit.
Wow. More than I expected.
Yeah, well, there
Honestly,
you go. There you go.
That was more than I expected.
That? See?
What do you boys think about what happened yesterday in the Houston game? Dirty? Stupid dirty? 2 games? 1 game? What's the suspension going to be like? Let's talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're looking for a place to go watch that Monday night game tonight, make sure you get into the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road, because at the Roo, there's no better place to go watch any big game, any big fight, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. The Roo was incredible on Saturday night for that Longhorn Aggie game. So was the food. When you go into the Roo Pub, go hungry. The food, fantastic, all made from scratch. They got the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu. This week, they're adding a bison burger to the menu there at the Roo Pub. They've got the great hot dogs. Pledge tells me the salads are wonderful, great appetizers, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you eat that late night meal, Don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Root Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub, just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National Contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson for Prize Picks. I got a question for you. Do you want to win 100 times your money? Well, Prize Picks can do it with as little as 4 correct picks. Let me tell you, if you're a fantasy player, you know the game. Put it to its use. Do you know James Cook's going to go off this week? How about Joe Burrow? Hey, let's talk about Pat Mahomes. Not quite the year, but you know how to play him. Is it more or is it less? You know the play. Just make your pick, and you can turn it to big money easy. And if you sign up today, you get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks puts their members first, so all the withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, and they often do, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Remember, download the app today and use the code Alamo. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Pat Mahomes had a good day, but it was less, and I took it home. If you know it, go play it. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Hey there, you and aisle 2. I see you by the fiber and laxatives. You still using those to manage your constipation with belly pain? If your symptoms keep coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. So you may need more than over-the-counter treatments to manage it. Ask your doctor about how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Divorce is a fight. If you don't want to get knocked out of the ring by your spouse, then you need an aggressive law firm with a stable of hard-hitting attorneys at your disposal. Contact Barton & Associates today. Visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer, or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $500. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift, or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Dirty play or not, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 on Twitter, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix, at SA Sports Star. Same for Instagram. Make sure you're following all. So yesterday, we all see Trevor Lawrence damn near get killed on a football field.
Yeah, I thought he was.
When I was working with Dat Wynn, when Dat Wynn was working here, he used to call it when you go crickets. And he said you can always tell when a guy is out immediately because of what happens to their arms. And that's the NFL term, apparently, going crickets.
Uh-huh.
And we saw Trevor go crickets immediately.
He did.
And immediately in our group chat, James Pletcher, the lone Texan fan, defending ahead. It wasn't dirty. What is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do?
Well, he's supposed to pull up. The guy he slid like 2 yards before. And look, this dude he's got a history of doing stupid stuff like this. You know, this is not the first time. It was blatantly a horrible hit. And if the guy doesn't get suspended 5 games, I'm going to be really disappointed.
5?
At least.
It's not the NBA or Major League Baseball.
I don't care.
I would be surprised if it were more than 2.
Well, if the NFL wants to send a message that this can't happen, then they're going to have to hit them hard. I mean, that play right there was about as dangerous a play as I've seen in the NFL in a long time.
It was dirty.
It was horribly dirty. Now, it wasn't even close. There is no defending that play.
Well, I'll read a text directly from James Pledger in our group chat. Yeah, I have no argument about the calls and ejections, but I feel like the launch was at the exact same time as the slide, so what can you do?
Well, look, the guy's going down. I mean, he's going down. He's not upright or looking to make contact with you. He's going down. And I mean, it's obvious. And if he doesn't, then the NFL changes the rule. But that's just blatantly dumb on his part. Blatantly dumb.
It was dirty.
It was horribly dirty.
And if you watch the replay over and over, like we all have seen now, Pledge, you could see that the slide was in motion and then the launch. He didn't have to launch. He could have held up. And as pro athletes, they are in complete control of their bodies. I know it's a blink of an eye, but that's what they get paid to do, and sometimes the NFL asks them to do the impossible, and that's one of them. And quarterbacks sliding is one of those things where you have some say, man, that puts them in a more vulnerable position for shots like that, and to a degree it does.
It does.
But that's why a major penalty from the NFL has to happen to protect quarterbacks. And you look at the apology that came very early this morning on social media. I get it. You want to knock somebody's head off, but you don't want to hurt anybody. It's football. It is a violent game, but those are the kinds of things they are trying to take out of the game. But the slide makes Trevor more defenseless than if he were bracing for a tackle.
Well, yeah, and he's completely defenseless. I mean, he's going down, and then you got the forearm right in front.
Yeah,
that just collides with Lawrence's head. Look, Tom Guerrero says one is – no, it's not. The NFL's got to send a message. And look, I complained and I yelled at the TV I don't know how many times this week about this stupid defenseless receiver penalty that they're calling, which is just the dumbest thing in the world to me. Because you talk about a defensive back not knowing what the hell to do. And I don't know, there were several of those. And I'm like, what's the guy supposed to do? But in this case, clearly Lawrence is going down. There is no question about it. There was no fake. There was nothing. He was sliding. It was no question in anybody's mind that this guy was going down. And it was just a bad play, a dirty play, and one that did not need to be made.
You look at and you think about what we saw, the argument of suspension, and we might hear during this show today what the suspension is. I'm thinking 2 games at most, just because in the NFL, except for drugs, it's hard to get suspended for more than that. I don't know that I'd be surprised if it was 1. What would surprise me if it's just a fine and no suspension. I'm expecting a massive fine and at least one game, likely two. And I realize DeMeco Ryans, he's got to defend his guy. And he kind of does that yesterday after the game.
Unfortunate with the hit with Aziz. It's that's not what we're coaching. It's just want to be smart in everything we do and not hurt the team. Get a penalty there. We just have to be smarter when the quarterback is going down. Just an unfortunate play, not representative of who Aziz is. Like, Aziz is a smart player, really great leader for us, and we felt his presence not being there, not his loss. It really affected us on the defensive side. Just not what we're coaching. I didn't want to see the melee and all of the aftermath. That's not what we're about. Just not representative of us. So I'll talk to Aziz, address him personally, and we'll move forward from it.
Well, I was thrilled to see Jacksonville.
Yes.
I mean, they should have killed this guy. They should have just beat the crap out of him. And that's how you defend your quarterback. That was just a bad play. Nobody wants to see that. Football players don't want to see that. Look, football's a violent sport. I get it. And I like the hard hits as much as anybody else. But when you got a guy that is sliding and is defenseless and a guy launches himself into him, I mean, that's just – I thought, man, there for a while, I said, Lawrence is dead. This he's done. I mean, my God, that was horrible.
You look at that, the fact that Ingram for Jacksonville immediately went after him. I liked watching the Jacksonville players stick up for their teammate. And then, of course, you had, everybody sticking up for everybody. Aaron Wilson, who covers the Houston Texans for KPRC in Houston, I guess DeMeco's doing a press conference now, DeMeco says, quote, "We stand behind Aziz, emphasized that the linebacker plays the game the right way and is being mischaracterized, called him a great human being, was critical of Jaguars' overreaction to the hit on Trevor." I'm curious what DeMeco's reaction would be if it were C.J. Stroud that took a hit like that.
Absolutely.
And if his players did not react in the exact same way. I have no problem with the way the Jacksonville players reacted sticking up for their teammate. None at all.
I would have had a problem if they wouldn't have.
Yes.
I mean, because that's your guy, right? That's your quarterback, and the guy he's just back, for goodness sake. I mean, the guy's been battling injuries. He's just back, and now he's gone again for who knows how long.
Dude, I'd shut him down the rest of the year.
And you might as well. Jacksonville's going nowhere, but still, that was just pathetic. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. I don't care if you're a fan of that team or not. It was just a dirty play. And you know what? I'm disappointed in DeMeco. I mean, he ought to come out himself and say, "Look, dude, this is bad. We're going to make sure or do everything we can to make sure this doesn't happen again." Because the Houston Texans look bad as an organization right now. They look bad as an organization.
I look at Houston and the way I mean, DeMeco, tough, hard-nosed football player, and there's a lot of guys that are like that, and there is that fine line between playing physical and being a hard hitter and having that reputation and having a reputation as being dirty. Now, I don't know that Shazier has a reputation of being dirty or not. He's had some questionable hits, but I think everybody in the NFL that actually hits people will have some hits that are questionable. That just looked dirty from the get-go. It looked like he had more than enough time to react as a professional athlete. The launch and leading with the forearm to the head is textbook of what the NFL is trying to eliminate from the game of football. Like, he did everything wrong on that particular play according to the NFL rules.
Absolutely right. And look, you got a player that went down with a serious injury because of it. I mean, it gets no more defenseless than a quarterback giving up his body and sliding, and you got a guy launching himself into his head. I mean, there is no dirtier, more dangerous play than that in the game of football. None.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Hey, Gary, you're on the Blitz. Dirty hit or not?
Yeah, it was a dirty hit. But you guys, y'all follow football all the time. Now, I'm going to take you back a couple of years. The Cowboys were playing.
Hey, Gary, will you do me a favor and either make the turn or turn your blinker off?
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. The Cowboys were playing the Commanders. I don't know with Ben DiNucci or whoever.
I think it was Cooper Rush, and nobody went and helped him up.
Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. Nobody helped him up. He didn't get no big. The guy did not get no huge fine, anything like that. Should he get thrown out of the game? Absolutely. Huge fine. That's taking it too far. I would give him a fine. Huge fine, no. I would give him a 1-game suspension and a fine. But I'm not going to go over the top and hit the dude with some outrageous fine because you've allowed it to go on. You've allowed it to happen in the past. So why are you singling this dude out? Explain that.
Gary, at some point what you've allowed in the past and you're trying to stop it, and if you're not making enough progress with what you've been doing, there's one unfortunate person that takes the brunt of it to get the message sent. And that might be the case here. And I think some of it has to do with who he hit. When you hit a Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor's, while he's one of the highest paid, certainly hasn't played up to it since he's been in the league, but he's one of those big-name guys. And when you hit a big-name guy, you do something like that, it gets everybody's attention. And at some point, to make the statement that we've got to take this out of the game, somebody has to be made the example of, and it could very well be this particular player right now.
But it's got to be. Or the NFL is just, they're a paper tiger. You want to get rid of hits, you want to protect the quarterback, then protect the quarterback. And if you don't, you don't. You're going to continue to get hits like this. He suspended 1 game. Whoop-de-frickin-do. I mean, what's that going to do to him? Honestly. It doesn't hurt the Texans. 1 game doesn't hurt the Texans. It needs to hurt the Texans, and it needs to hurt the linebacker, period. End of discussion. It's got to hurt, and you got to send a message to everybody else. Because I guarantee you, somebody from the Detroit Lions does that, and his star linebacker's out 3 or 4 games right now. That hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to make it hurt. And if you don't make it hurt, then you might as well not do anything.
Hey, well, again, and you look at, making it hurt. I don't know what his contract situation is, but a game check is a game check. And a massive fine on top of that. But you're right. 1 game, it's like an ankle sprain. We'll piece it together and go. Plus, the Texans have a bye this week, so it would be the following week. But I'm with you. I mean, I just – history in the NFL and whatever the NFLPA maximum punishments can be is probably where they need to look at in that area if it were me. But we'll see.
Yeah.
So we signed a 3-year, $34 million deal last year, according to Pledge this year.
So, I mean, it obviously it'd be a pretty good game check.
Yeah.
But I think it's got to be more than that. Or don't do anything. It just depends. The NFL's got to put its money where its mouth is. And they say they want safety, then prove it.
We'll see. Well,
yeah.
and then the other part, while they didn't flag him for the additional fight while leaving the field, the referee, in speaking to the pool reporter after the game, was asked why he didn't get an additional flag. And they were like, well, he was already kicked out of the game. What was the point? Could have been another 15 yards against Houston, though, had they thrown the flag, so they could actually get him on multiple counts when it comes to whatever punishment, fines, and or the suspension. And maybe we'll find out
I hope so,
from the league office at some point before the day is over.
Suspension is coming. I think everybody probably agrees. It's just a matter of how many games.
Texas versus Texas A&M.
Disappointing game.
I loved every minute of it.
Disappointing game.
I loved every minute of it.
I'll explain. Well, sure you did. Your team got lucky and won.
Got lucky?
Yes.
They dominated.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Coming up, Hook 'em here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What's that? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Imagine owning waterfront property on the Texas coast. Introducing Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay. Secure your spot to see 1 to 4 acre properties with bay access from $59.9. That's right, just $59.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, a pool and cabana, boat launch and slips, fishing pier, dog park, storage, and more. It all happens this Saturday, December 7th, one day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at $59.9. Call now to secure your private tour this Saturday. 832-281-6645. That's 832-281-6645. Appointments are limited, so call now and be sure to ask for the year-end event day specials and veteran and first responder discounts. Call now, 832-281-6645. 832-281-6645. Get your piece of coastal paradise.
Being arrested is embarrassing, humiliating, and potentially life-changing. If you want to rewrite the script on the worst night of your life, then you're going to need a stable of aggressive and skilled attorneys. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, Attorneys at Law. We are here to get your life and reputation back. Visit TexasArrest.com or call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. As a former major crimes prosecutor, I've seen almost every type of arrest scenario play out, from small degree drug accusations to death penalty capital murders. I've handled almost every type of case the state of Texas can charge you with. At Barton & Associates, we know how to flip the script and get your life back on track. Call us at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit us at TexasArrest.com. That's TexasArrest.com. Barton & Associates, we are here to get your life and reputation back.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up, it's golf.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully. Playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit IFFhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted to walk up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
This is the famous footwear that everyone has on their holiday wish list. So don't wait to make it famous. Whether you're searching for their favorite character shoes or the hottest sneakers, slippers, and boots, Famous Footwear has the newest styles from Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, Timberland, and more. Unwrap Famous today and make everyone's holidays merry with buy one, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear or famous.com. Some exclusions apply.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix on this Monday afternoon. Before we get into Texas A&M, the new contract for Texas State and G.J. Kinney is out, the details. And it's through 2031, 7 years, starting at $1 million in January 15th of 2026. Then it goes to 1.15, but he also gets like $500,000 in supplemental compensation and then some bonuses in there. So basically $1.5 million starting in 26, and that supplemental compensation goes up. But I was looking at the buyout numbers. If he's gone before January 15th of 2025, so in the next couple of weeks, 3.75 is the buyout. Next year it's 3.4. He's going to be here a while. He's going to be there a while at Texas State.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, good for them. Good for Texas State for locking him down and making that program relevant again. That's good. So good for Texas State and good for G.J. Kinney.
Absolutely. And again, the reason those buyouts, if you're trying to figure that out, like, oh, some of these big schools will have no problem paying that. One of the reasons Jeff Traylor is still at UTSA is because of the buyouts that he has. He agreed to large buyouts as his commitment to being here, and whether it was Houston or some of the other places that over the last couple of years that have looked at him, those buyouts have been a problem.
They have been a problem, yeah, and other schools shy away from that if they got to pony up too much money. So,
yep,
it's all good.
All good. Man, it was all good Saturday. Texas A&M. Everything about having the rivalry back lived up to all the hype. When you look at...
Did it?
It did, Joe.
Really? The atmosphere did, yeah, that's for sure.
Isn't that a part of it?
I guess.
Isn't that a big part of
Texas,
it? Watching game day all day, having all your friends talking crap all day, and then anybody heard from Rob Thompson? I haven't. After the game was over, I just... Yeah, was the game... Probably not, but everything about watching those two teams on the football field was everything you wanted it to be as a fan.
Look, it was pretty clear to me anyway, and maybe I'm the only one, that Texas was a much better football team. It was pretty clear, and I know that probably pisses Aggies off, but I really don't care. But Texas tried everything they could to give that football game away, everything they could, including Quinn Ewers, who at times played well, at times looked horrible, including Steve Sarkisian, who in that first quarter, I don't know what the hell he was doing. My God, thank God he figured out that all you had to do was get physical with Texas A&M, and then you could play football with them. He did that. Wisner had a career day and just dominated the Aggies. Look, that Texas defense is fantastic. But then you've got Mike Elko at the end of that thing going for it on fourth down, and I'm fine with that. And you run the ball up the middle, and you haven't been able to do that the entire game, and that's the play that's called? My God, I'm looking at that going, you got to be kidding me. You score there, it's a 3-point game. It's a ball game. And he runs the football up the middle. Oh, that's a great idea, Jim. Are you kidding me? I could not believe what I was seeing on that play. I was all with it because Herb Street and those guys were talking about, well, they should kick the field goal, make it a one-score game. I was okay with it. Do it. But get creative. You hand the ball off and he runs it up the middle and loses 2 yards.
Yeah, well, and you think about incredible defensive play, but I'm with you. And the only thing I could think of on why they decided to do that, and Colin Klein, all right, the last thing they're going to expect us to do is run up the middle because we haven't done it all day, so that'd be the surprise.
They haven't done it all day. They've been doing it all day and losing yards all day.
I mean, again, fourth down, you're expecting something a little bit more. I mean, in that particular case, figure out what is your best 2-point conversion play and maybe run that. And they couldn't do it. You look at that game, though, and I can tell you at the Rue Pub Saturday night, it was nuts. The idea, the intensity, you could feel it just seeing those two logos on the helmet. every time they would show that camera angle with the line of scrimmage and you had the Aggies and the Longhorns helmets. I mean, I loved every bit of that. The play, it felt like everybody was dealing with the pressures of playing in a game like that. I said this at the Texas-Georgia game that I was at. Early in that game, they showed Sark on the Jumbotron a couple of times, and the guy looked like he was about to wet himself. And he pulls his quarterback. Sark's got an SEC championship game again this week. I hope he's better prepared. I will say this, though, about Quinn Ewers. Seeing how much tape and spackle and everything else that was on that ankle, for him to go out there and tough that game out, he probably doesn't get near enough credit for the toughness that he showed. But I liked when they brought in Arch. When they knew they needed the quarterback run, they went to the quarterback that could actually run, and he got that touchdown. Some of those other plays late, the review touchdown, you realize just how good of a throw and catch that was, because honestly, I thought that was incomplete until they showed the review. Then you realize he's in. Not scoring in the second half was a bit of a disappointment, but I'm actually kind of, I say this and I want to be taken seriously. I'm glad it wasn't 35-0 because I didn't want the game to be over. I like that it was always felt like it was within striking distance for A&M, although as a Longhorn fan, comfortable enough, but it was still a game because I didn't want it to be just a complete rout.
Well, I mean, I guess I can see that point of it. Texas dominated that football team.
Yeah,
they
were the
should
better
have
team.
run away with it, but they tried their best to give that football game away. With the fumbles, with the interception, the pick six, I mean, all of that stuff. You can't do that. And every one of those turnovers was inside the 10-yard line. And you can't do that. And they do that this weekend against Georgia, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. You can't do that if you're a championship football team. And I don't give a damn. You are dominating that team. You can't turn the football over. As good as your defense is, you get up against a better football team, you're going to lose. And that was what was disappointing to me. You just kept giving the Aggies chance after chance after chance to get back in the ball game and stay in the ball game. And not scoring any points in the second half, to me, was extremely disappointing for the Texas Longhorns. Extremely disappointing.
I can't disagree with that. Although, man, I think it was clear for everybody watching, and I did have not one but two Aggie friends say, Texas is clearly the better team. But I credit the Aggies, too, for not caving at any point. That game, it's kind of like watching Ohio State and Michigan. Ohio State probably is the better team. They weren't on Saturday. Michigan played way above their heads. I mean, it was that was a fun game to watch. But if you're an Ohio State fan, you felt like you let one get away with missed kicks and everything else that was going on. And there's something about rivalry games that brings that out. I thought it was glorious. All of it was incredible.
That's good. As long as you think so.
That's the win. Look, I mean,
dude,
would I have liked Texas to win more convincingly? I mean, the defense shut out A&M. Their only score was a pick six.
But that's what I'm saying. It clearly Texas was the better team. Mm-hmm. And so when you're looking at that, you see it as a great football game. I see it as a huge disappointment for Texas. Are you a championship team or are you not? I mean, you can't go into a game like that, clearly the better team on the field that night, and let them in the game. What if you lose that game?
Well,
I mean, seriously, because you shot yourself in the foot multiple times.
100% agree with that. I could also counter with, man, that's a championship quality team that can go in there and not play their best football and still dominate and get a win.
Well, the defense dominated.
Yeah.
And Texas dominated between the 20s.
Yeah.
On offense. But you've got to play better than that. You can't give teams an opportunity, especially a team like A&M with that crowd, and you're lucky the defense played as well as it did.
The good news is style points don't matter anymore in college football when the committee's going to vote. And quite frankly, for Texas, they're going to be in the playoffs, and will they have a bye or not depends on what happens Saturday in the SEC Conference Championship game.
you don't need style points. That's not the point. The point is that not trying to get style points. You should dominate a team that you're supposed to dominate, that you did dominate on the field most of the time, and kick their ass. You don't let them in the game just to make it a good game for everybody. You kick their ass,
Sure.
and you don't turn the football over. That's all I'm saying. So that, to me, was what was disappointed. You've got to kick their ass when you got an opportunity to kick their ass. You can't leave a team in there because eventually that's going to jump up and bite you in the ass.
Again, I mean, what did they have? 240, 50 rushing yards. They dominated start to finish. They covered.
They did.
I mean,
because Mike Elko.
I just look like. I mean, you're mad that they didn't win by more.
No, I'm mad because they didn't play their best football,
and they still won and dominated. That's why I'm like, I was okay with it. It's, I mean, they made plays and were sloppy in areas that they really haven't been that sloppy all season long. Some of it you could chalk up to rivalry game, nerves, all of it was there. But at no point did you feel like Texas was going to blow that game.
Really?
I didn't.
I did. When Texas A&M is down there with an opportunity to cut it to a 3-point game, you're not nervous about that? I was. I damn sure was.
Again, cutting it to a 3-point game and taking a lead are two different things.
Well, when you're up 17-0 at halftime and you don't score and they cut it's 17-14, they got all the momentum going. Yeah, it would have made me nervous as hell.
I was at no point thinking A&M was going to win that game. At no point.
You're the only one.
I don't know.
Yeah, you are the only one.
I don't know. I was 4 buckets in at that point, but it was all good.
Terrible. I sure hope they play better Saturday in Atlanta, by the way. It's going to be a Georgia home game, for goodness sake.
Yeah, neutral site my ass.
Yeah.
It's all right. Texas is the home team, though.
That's where they're going to wear their, I saw it a minute ago. What do they call that?
Icy white.
Icy white uniforms. Isn't that what they were wearing last week at A&M?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're the home team. Why? Why are they doing that?
It's a neutral site, sir.
We just said they were the home team, so I'm asking why they're not wearing orange jerseys.
I don't know.
I'm just asking.
Most people, including the Longhorns, don't call me for fashion advice. I
Well,
don't know why
true.
they're wearing that.
This is very true, by the way.
And they're, according to pledge, undefeated in their icy whites this year.
Well, that's good. Yeah, the only loss came in the orange jerseys at home against Georgia.
Against Georgia. Huh. Yeah.
Both coaches, to some extreme, Sark early, Elko late, not ready for the moment. Not ready for it.
I'm going to guess that's what your video is on Instagram at SA Sports Star.
Yeah, you would be correct. That's exactly right. Go check that out and tell me what you think. Run it up the middle, Mike. You got this time, buddy.
Yeah.
It's there this time. Hasn't been there all night, but this time it will be.
Uh-huh.
Way to go, Mike Elko.
It's one of those defensive plays that's going to be legendary forever.
Legendary forever. Other than just stupidity by the Texas Aggies.
Uh-huh.
That was the dumbest I still can't believe it to this day that they ran that ball up the middle on 4th and 2.
Mm-hmm.
When the Texas defensive line was dominant and not allowing them to do that all night, and you still do it.
I would love to hear the explanation, and the only one that I can think of is if Colin Klein was thinking, well, they won't expect this.
Well, he needs to stop thinking and do something different. You got a mobile quarterback you can roll out and do a number of things.
Oh, yeah. RPO all day with that.
Or you can run it up the middle and lose 2 yards. Let's see. Which way are you going? Jeez, they should have hired Jeff Traylor.
Wow. Although Jeff Traylor had an unfortunate 4th down attempt in the game against Army. Coaches are brilliant when those decisions work out. We'll ask Jeff about that at 5:15 when he joins us here.
Jeez. I mean, I'm no genius, but I don't think I would have run the ball up the middle when I haven't been able to do it all night. I don't know. Call me crazy. I'm just saying.
Hook 'em.
Holy cow.
Hook 'em. See that Aggie get arrested for riding a Longhorn on campus?
Another genius decision.
Well, I mean, there were just, I mean, like I said, everything about having that rivalry back is fantastic. And, you know, for my Aggie friends out there, you're not going to hear me talk about how 1 year in the SEC and Texas has already made the SEC championship game.
Aggies haven't done that, have they?
Ever. Won't hear that at all from me.
Wow. I have a feeling Aggie fans will be Georgia Bulldog fans this week.
Oh, yeah. They're probably going to order new shirts and everything on this Cyber Monday.
Well, some of them already have Georgia shirts, don't they?
They do.
Some of them do already.
Yeah, they do.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Is that John Robbins?
Very much
that
so.
guy? Yeah.
Who was probably rooting for Texas, so in the championship game he wouldn't be conflicted on what shirt to wear.
Going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward to it.
Love it. You know, not this week, but the following. One of the great rivalries in college football. And we'll be there in D.C. for it.
Yes, we will.
Thank God we don't have to buy tickets. We'll explain coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, because of course you do. You know the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential, and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs on the road in Phoenix. The Emirates Cup berth on the line. We'll get you ready for it.
And Browns-Broncos wrapped up Week 13. Let's see how things are shaking out going into the final 5 weeks of the season. All that and more coming up. Starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has over 19 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. And tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up, it's golf.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win. And they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Were you uninvited to game night? Do you play board games with the ferocious intensity of an iron-fisted oligarch? Have friends left game night asking, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. It's Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. Save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic. Plus, get a $300 instant gift. Take 120 nights to love it or your money back. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now, sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first. On your timeline, no waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first, sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Texas Longhorns are preparing for the SEC Championship game. They'll take on Georgia this week in Atlanta. Horns lost to the Dogs earlier this year in Austin. Cowboys got back to work today preparing for the Cincinnati Bengals this Monday night in Jerry World. Cowboys now have won 2 in a row after beating the Giants on Thanksgiving Day to improve to 5-7. And the San Antonio Spurs, they got a win over the Kings. They're preparing now for the Suns to win Group B.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate that. You can always watch us on YouTube. Just subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel.
Please do. By the way, the Spurs in that Emirates Cup in-season thing.
Yeah.
Have an opportunity to actually win Group B.
Well, then I might give a damn.
Really?
No.
No.
But it sounds good.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Big win for them last night, though.
It was. That was a fun game to watch.
Yeah?
I didn't. It was on the other second TV, the smaller TV, to start the game with no sound. And then the football game got so out of hand, then we switched, and that was a hell of a fourth quarter. We'll talk a lot of Spurs coming up. We also are waiting on Mike McCarthy for his Monday press conference. When he gets to the podium, we will go there live. And let you hear from the coach that's on a 2-game win streak.
How about that? Who would have thunk it? The Cowboys have the same exact record as the San Francisco 49ers.
You know, San Francisco hasn't been the same since they played Dallas.
No, they have. Boy, Dallas just beat them up.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Unlucky for Christian McCaffrey last night.
Oh, man.
This season's over, and who knows after that.
It's, get healthy and just go from there. I mean, it's kind of bizarre. while we wait on Mike McCarthy, let's get in to the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
You know, we talked a lot, and a lot was made last week about the price to get into the Texas-Texas A&M game. You know, in a couple weeks, we're going to Washington, D.C. for this year's Army-Navy game presented by USAA. We'll be out there that Thursday and Friday getting ready for the game on Saturday, a game you can listen to here on 94.1 on the 14th. The ticket prices, though, incredibly expensive to go to this year's Army-Navy game in our nation's capital.
The headline read, shockingly expensive.
Which tells me the headline writer hasn't really paid much attention to the cost of an Army-Navy ticket through the years.
Because it's not that much. Is it just because it's in Washington?
Well,
or because both teams are decent?
I think it's a combination. It is such a big game and big reunion game for so many. And when you look at the Pentagon and the amount of Navy and Army types that work in D.C., that adds to it. But, you know, I remember seeing stories like when it was in New York or last year in Boston or all the years in Philadelphia. Right now, the average price to get into the game is about $940, according to SeatGeek. The cheapest ticket is $463 to get into the game.
Wow. Now, I'm wondering where that is.
Way up top.
Nosebleed?
Yeah, you're near the snipers.
And that's the Commanders' home field, is it not?
It really is.
Okay.
Now, they didn't do a comparison to Texas A&M, but this article does compare. For comparison, tickets to the Iron Bowl between Auburn and Alabama could be found for around $230.
Huh.
So the cheapest ticket is twice as much to go to the Army-Navy game in D.C. this year. And I do think because both are good this year, that adds a lot to it. But for the reunion aspect and the bucket list aspect, I've got a friend that's going because it's on the bucket list and because both teams are good this year. This looks like the good year to go.
It will be good. But, look, I don't care what they are. It doesn't make any difference. I've been to two now with the radio station, and it's just the experience of it is worth it. It doesn't matter how good the teams are. They're going to play hard. It's going to be a good game because it is one of those rivalry games. But it's just the atmosphere and the patriotism, the pomp and circumstance, all of that stuff is just so much fun to be a part of and to see there in person. It's an amazing experience.
It never gets old.
No.
I mean, this will be my 15th trip with this radio station. It will be my 16th overall because I did go in 1992 when I was in the Navy and we were in the shipyards in Philadelphia. It never gets old. And that's, you do something a lot and you go, man, it never gets old.
Well, like I say, I've only been to two, but I can't wait to go to this one. And as many as we get to go to. I'm happy about it. It's a fun time. It really is.
So, Miami, the University of Miami, our boy Cam Ward, former UIW Cardinal, they lost to Syracuse.
Ooh, what a terrible loss that was.
And they were up 21-0.
Yes.
I mean, the Miami defense hasn't been existent all year, and it caught up to them. But the Miami football team isn't the only Hurricane that took one on the chin on Saturday. Apparently, the mascot did as well. The mascot actually hit on a Syracuse TV reporter, and he got turned down.
Yep, he did.
More on that in a bit because Mike McCarthy just got to the podium. Let's listen in to the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys here on your South Texas home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm going into December. Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing for the players today was really just the strength conditioning, getting checked back in with the medical, and then they had a community service opportunity today. So that was their schedule, and then tomorrow is their normal Tuesday off day, and then we'll start Wednesday into a normal week.
Have you always found in your previous breaks, coming back after Thanksgiving, there's a little more juice, a little more adrenaline coming back in, and you kind of see the light at the end of the
definitely. I think that'll be Wednesday, probably more so Thursday. I feel it's real important to try to make this be a mini bye for what's in front of us. That's what I've learned over my experiences of playing on Thanksgiving. So that's really our what we're trying to accomplish.
Getting back, Clarence lost today, Dallas. Getting back to the medical.
Oh, get your Texas shirt on, huh? Shocker.
Not an accident.
Getting back to the medical, the guys checking in, and you get a read on some of the guys who've been out and their prospects for this week and what they're going to do for Monday night.
Okay, who do you want to talk about?
D-Law, Diggs, Martin.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is Wednesday will be kind of an abbreviated practice, something you have to be very conscientious of when they are on a break, just to come back into, probably about a 65% practice. So those guys, will probably do a little bit of that. And then Thursday will be a normal Wednesday, which, the veterans will break back in. But I see Zach Martin, potentially going with that group. D-Law is still technically in the rehab group, so we'd like to see where he is this week. That's a whole other threshold that he needs to go over. For the severity of his injury and how long he's been out. So it'll take the week really to answer those questions. Who else you want to talk about?
Diggs. What about Diggs?
I'm hopeful that he'll be able to do some earlier in the week and then hopefully progress to doing more at the end of the week.
And what about Guyton? Where is he?
He'll be in the rehab group Wednesday.
And Ferguson?
I would think Fergie would be close to coming back. There you go.
Thank you.
Good teamwork.
Todd Archer with ESPN. In a league filled with unbelievable athletes and things like that, Ogershone's play, the interception, the pick six, did you find yourself going back and looking at it again and say, oh my God, how did he do that kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great play. Just all the way around, the anticipation, the instincts, and really to get control of the football. But I think we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. Really, I've been so impressed with him and his consistency and his approach, and that's just going to keep putting him in the position to progress. And frankly, we give him more opportunities. Because he obviously can make plays from the edge also. So, but yes, a big time play.
And then with Ferguson, what have you missed without having him the last few games?
Fergie's he plays really well in all three phases. He's a good run blocker. He gives you protection, flexibility, and the things that come off of the protection. The option routes, delay routes, and things like that. And he's done damage in the passing game. So just really his consistency in all three areas. But I am happy with the young guys. Both Luke and Brev have done a really nice job. So, and I think that really helps us moving forward. And I'm just, in a big picture, is really hopeful that all the opportunities these young players have been given, that it'll definitely benefit us here down the stretch.
You're listening to the Mike McCarthy press conference live here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Coming out of that last game, what was your evaluation of those two?
Just frankly, it's great to get them back involved. Number one, I think the biggest thing that I'm worried about is, how we're using them. Because I think it's like anything in the game of football. The more plays you have, the more tendencies you have. The more personnel substitutions you have, the more tendencies you have. So we just got to make sure we're rolling these guys through, that we're not telegraphing, what's next because of who's in the game. But I thought both those guys did a nice job of playing to their opportunities that they were given last week.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Yeah, talked about the turnover ratio. It's not to your liking, but it seems as if during this win streak, you are getting the turnovers. Your thoughts about what the defense is doing?
Yeah, I love it. We're +4 the last 2 weeks, and obviously had turnovers also, or takeaways also in the Houston game. So, we got to keep that 0 on the board as far as taking care of the football, as far as the giveaways. That's very, very important, something we've been emphasizing more than ever, and definitely we'll need it this week against Cincinnati. But, we need to continue to build off of what we've done. It's just like anything else. It's, the more takeaways you get is really clearly is based off putting yourself in position. So we're putting ourselves in better position, proper angles, gang tackling, second guy in, all the key coaching points to the takeaway opportunities. So I think our guys have done a really nice job recognizing that and in really getting it to game time, which is where it really matters.
You know, it's a tough position to grade for a lot of people, but like Mozzie, you're seeing that progression that you've been looking for?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's once again you got to look at what's being asked of him. Is he doing his job? And I mean, let's be honest. When you're playing the nose guard in a one technique, it's not a lot of sexiness going on in there as far as what he's being asked to do. But I do one thing I would like to know, and I brought it up the last couple of times we talked about him. I do think he's doing a good job in the movement part of it. He's been a good anchor in there, and we are getting some consistency, and I think you clearly see that in our run defense.
Scholar. Skyler Dixon with the AP. You mentioned tip of the iceberg with Overshown. What do you see with where he is, considering he did lose his rookie year to that injury?
Well, I think just like anything, if you'd have seen him in here working out every day, during that, that period of time, there was just such a level of consistency with that whole group, frankly. So he did grow, whether he realized it or not. So I think just like any player that comes into the league, there are things you just have to go through in your first year. Unfortunately, his was a major injury, but the second year things come a lot easier to you. The expectation of what every day brings is easier, and he's been a very mature, consistent player in person for us, and I think it's really showing up on game day. But yeah, I think his experience the first year was tough, but he did have a chance to go through everything at once.
Newey.
Newey Scruggs, NBC5. Can you speak to the challenge of facing Joe Burrow and those offensive weapons he has?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just you watched the game yesterday, just the way he steps up in that pocket and so instinctive with the football. Clearly has a great understanding of what they're doing. Knows where everybody is. His ability to throw on time. There's just the one glance route to the left is one there in the fourth quarter really stands out. To throw it into that coverage with anticipation and hit it in stride for I think it was a 32-yard game. But yeah, he's top notch. This is a huge challenge for us. We understand what the records are, but their offense has been extremely productive, and a lot of times it just looks like they're playing 7-on-7 with their pass game. So it's going to be a big challenge for us.
Mike McCarthy here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, the defense will certainly be challenged next Monday night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Because as bad as Cincinnati is, that offense is rolling. They're scoring a lot of points, 30 points per game, just about every game. So the defense is not so good, though.
No. Cowboys, Bengals next Monday night. The Blitz next Monday. Plan ahead will be live out at the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. Spurs got a huge win last night. Fun game as they beat Sacramento. Wemby with a triple-double. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. It's called the HURT app, and it provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. You can find the HURT app in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about it and the Ortho Now Injury Clinic online at tsaog.com.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Let's face it, winter can be a hard season. It's cold pretty much all the time. Blizzard. You have to shovel. Another blizzard. You slip on ice. But you know what makes winter suck a little less? Getting a free phone. Join Cricket Nation and get a free Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. Ooh, ouch. Welcome to enjoying more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Must open a new line on the $60 unlimited plan. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Accomplishing goals is hard. But when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert-created lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to babbel.com. That's babbel.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Flo here from Progressive to tell you how you get more than great savings with us. You get customer service access through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
That's a lot of ways I can get in touch with you. I see what's going on here. You can't name favorites, but I'm your #1 customer.
Actually, we offer all our customers these ways to contact us.
I'm sure you give just any customer your personal
company
contact info.
Well, you did call us more than any other customer this year. So in that sense, you are our #1 customer.
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Want to win the holidays? Ulta Beauty has the hottest beauty gifts your family and friends actually want. I'm talking beauty gifts they'll be obsessed with, like wow-worthy exclusives from Tarte, Charlotte Tilbury, and Clinique that everyone will rave about, and luxurious fragrances from YSL, Valentino, and Ariana Grande. Of course, when in doubt, you can never go wrong with a gift card. Super thoughtful, yet super easy. Visit Ulta Beauty today to get all the best gifts for everyone on your list.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Munnix. You smoked a bird over the weekend? Maybe like Joe did a brisket.
It was delicious, by the way.
Saw some hams that were done on a smoker. If you tagged us in Twitter, make sure you take those photos and upload them to sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page, because on Thursday we are going to judge meat and give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
Always good giving away other people's money and judging meat.
And judging meat.
Yes.
Friday, the Blitz is going to be live out at Tri-County Meat Market, the Huebner Road location. Always fun. That big smoker is going to be out there. I'm told there's going to be brisket, probably picanha, probably maybe a tri-tip. I'm going to guess ribs because we always do ribs when we're out there. But that dude rolls up in that big smoker. Maggie Mays, which does a lot of the sides that you can buy there at Tri-County, they'll be there sampling. There's a cigar guy that's going to be there, so we're not just going to be smoking meat. And Rob Thompson is going to be doing the show that day because
Thompson.
Somebody I know is going to be in Vegas. And it ain't me.
Well, you got to take that quick trip, you know? I mean, it's the way that it is. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But I am kind of sad, a little FOMO, missing out, because it's going to be a fun time.
Always a fun time when we go live out at Tri-County Meat Market. You know, we do that twice a year, and it's always a nice parking lot party. So Friday, make sure you plan accordingly and come hang out and eat well at Tri-County Meat Market, the Huebner Road location. The Spurs last night, it started off awful.
It did,
and granted, it was Sunday night football and a Sunday night game. The early part of the Spurs game, I had it on my second TV, no sound, and they were getting destroyed. And then when the 49ers were getting destroyed and the Spurs were making a comeback, I switched. And that fourth quarter last night was incredible. 23 threes for the Spurs in the game, 50% from three. Wemby with the triple-double. But that was a game that was a blowout loss a year ago.
Yes, and they wouldn't have come back in the fourth quarter. Yeah, a couple of things there. Obviously, Wemby did what you're going to expect Wemby to do from now on, as long as he's a San Antonio Spur, and that's take over the fourth quarter. He did that last night. And Devin Vassell looks like he's finally getting healthy and second best player on that team. I think it's hard to argue that. And then you got the way Castle is playing defense, which kind of makes me wonder, and I was thinking about this, you really need Jeremy Sohan if you got Stephon Castle? Aren't they the same guy, although Castle can probably do more? He can play point guard.
I want to see how Mitch decides to use Jeremy when he's healthy and ready, and who's going to end up being a part of that second unit, because they're not. I don't see them spending a lot of time on the court together, but when one goes off, there's not going to be a major drop-off. And really, it's who plays better with Wemby. I mean, Castle and Wemby, they're the future, but Jeremy's still a young player. So, how does he fit? Because, honestly, I've been impressed with what Mitch Johnson has been able to do as the interim coach. And I don't know that, I see people out there and some have their biases one way or the other. I don't know if this team plays better, worse, or about the same if Pop were still coaching. But the end game, I really like what I'm seeing from Mitch.
Well, and it's hard to tell, right? But I think Mitch has his own flavor, if you will. Mitch has his own way of doing things, and I just think that the team responds to him. And I think there's a couple of reasons why. Obviously, he's talented enough to be where he's at, or he wouldn't be where he's at. They have confidence in what he's doing. And I just think it makes a difference, although maybe you could find examples otherwise. But the fact that Mitch Johnson is younger, closer to these players' age, might have something to do with it, might make a difference. Not taking anything away from what Pop has done, his career and all of that kind of stuff. And quite frankly, we don't know what Pop's health and his status is. But I think Mitch Johnson is doing one hell of a job, adding his own little sprinkles of things to this basketball team that are a little bit different than what Pop did.
Absolutely. And again, I like seeing that. Now, there is an article on The Athletic today by Sam Amick, who does say, according to team sources, Pop is getting better and the plan is still for Pop to return, but no idea on the time frame. And one of the things about, like last night's game, Wemby struggled a little bit early and then dominated the fourth. And Mitch doesn't sugarcoat things when talking about Wemby.
I thought he had some very poor moments in the first three quarters in terms of fundamentals and solid basketball. And it's a testament to him, his ability to lock in. And I thought in the fourth quarter he was a man. And I thought he dominated. And he's so good, but the dominating the fundamentals for him, the catches, the passes, the solid stuff, it's still spectacular. But when he does that, it's he's a load.
I love that. And I think he gets that from Pop. Pop would do that with David, with Tim, with those guys. But you got to tell him the truth. He's a 20-year-old kid, and everybody's giving him his accolades. And when he doesn't play well, and I'm sure he knows it, but the fact that the coach is telling you, look, you didn't play well, but you responded. And that's what you're supposed to do. I'm all for that. I don't like sugarcoating players. If they don't play well, tell them they didn't play well.
And again, in the fourth quarter, he was dominant, and the team played better in the fourth quarter, and that is something that Wemby was excited about afterwards and getting that W.
I don't know what the advanced stats say, but we for sure show a lot more certainty in where we need to hurt the opponents, and that's tonight, for example, just like on many other nights, Chris has a lot of influence on that, talking us through. And that's one of the reasons why it's great to have him.
Yeah, no doubt. I just hear Wemby, and as good as he was in that fourth quarter, Jason, there was one play late that he got away with one. Sometimes you got to get away with one, but he didn't get away with it with the Sacramento Kings announcers. Listen to this call when it should have been a foul call on Wemby, and it wasn't.
Again, it looked live like it was an over-the-back call. Right there, you see that right there? He's got his arm around his neck.
Oh, wow.
That is a travesty. He did everything you're supposed to do, and he is wearing Wembanyama like a backpack.
Wow. You saw it, folks. He had his arm around Domas's neck.
And he did. And they're standing at the free throw line. It's a free throw. And Wemby goes behind this guy, wraps his arm around his neck, and there's no call. The guy, there's no way he can jump to try and get a rebound. And Wemby got away with it. And you know what? Sometimes you get away with things, and if it's not illegal if you don't get caught.
You're wearing them like a backpack.
Yeah.
He doesn't have. I mean, it's not over the back when he just reaches.
Dude, he had his arm wrapped around his neck.
I mean, sure. Is that illegal?
Yeah, it is. But again, he got away with it, and that's all that matters. But yes, he clearly got away with a blatant foul. Now, being a travesty, if you're a Sacramento Kings fan, yes, it was a travesty.
A travesty.
But for San Antonio Spurs fans, it's like, it wasn't that bad.
I didn't see anything. I didn't hear Sean talking about it.
Well, of course not.
I didn't hear Sean talking about it.
Usually Sean will talk about that and just say, he got away with it. It happens.
I don't think Sean noticed that. 23 threes last night.
Yeah.
That's unconscious.
Unbelievable.
That's it's unconscious. Now they got Phoenix tomorrow night in a big game for that cup thing. Now you're the cup expert.
Yes, that's me.
Explain what's going to happen.
Well, if San Antonio beats Phoenix tomorrow night, they win Group B of the Emirates Cup in-season tournament. And then I don't know what the hell happens after that, honestly. I have no clue. They're Group B champions. Are there banners for that?
I hope so. We get a T-shirt?
Group B champions.
You know, if they actually do something, I might care about this thing. Nah, probably not.
No.
Probably not.
I just want them to keep winning games. I don't give a damn. Honestly. And I don't know. The Spurs fans these days are hungry for anything. But does anybody really care about this whole in-season tournament thing and if the Spurs do well in it? I guess if there's a tournament and you got a chance to win it, you might as well win it.
Well,
right?
that's it. I mean, if the Spurs have a chance to win, I will care about it because they're winning games, which is, to me, more important.
Yes.
But give me a reason to be excited about it. If the Spurs are doing well, then sure. But
We're
really,
stop traffic on the freeway?
And I'm not going to go honking on Commerce.
I think we should.
Can we get free coffee at Valero the next morning?
Free coffee?
Valero hasn't done that in so long.
They haven't had to.
Well, which is why they should be advertising the hell out of it, knowing that they're not going to have to give away any coffee. So, no. Although, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. No.
I have no idea.
No. Who is Justin Furstenfeld? Is he a comedian? Is he funny? He's playing the Aztec Theater on December 13th. We've got a pair of tickets to give away. We'll do it right now. They'll go to caller number 9 at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. I don't know Justin Furstenfeld. I don't know him, and there's nothing in our notes about what he does, Pledge, so I have no idea.
Tells jokes.
Well, apparently, he's a comedian.
I don't know if those jokes are funny, but he tells jokes.
He's playing the Aztec. He can't be all bad.
Can't be bad,
right? I'm sure it's funny, and anything live is always going to be better.
It's a lot funnier.
You want to go December 13th at the Aztec Theater, caller 9 at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you don't win the tickets, you can always buy them at livenation.com. Now, this Saturday, out at Sam's Burger Joint, our boys from Kingdom Collapse are doing a hometown show, and they're going to join us in studio next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
While you're thinking about all of that and you're calling in trying to win those tickets, let me tell you about Stevens Roofing. Yeah, I've been talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time now, and I'm really proud to do so. Family-owned company. They're a local company. Been in business in San Antonio and South Texas for a long, long time, and I don't have to tell you, you're in business for that long, you are doing something right. You got a lot of satisfied customers along the way. That is Stevens Roofing. And, it doesn't really matter what project it is. Stevens Roofing can handle anything. Commercial projects, no problem. You want a metal roof on your house? No problem. Stevens Roofing can handle all of the above. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free. All you have to do is call them, 210-785-0994. Look, Stevens also does solar. If you've been thinking about solar, Stevens is the company for you. Solar panels are increasingly affordable. They can save you money on your monthly utility bills. They'll often increase the value of your home, and there are even options to keep the lights on when the grid goes down. That's certainly important. Look, Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions that are tailored to your specific needs. So for roofing or for solar, call that local company that's been trusted for decades. That is Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered, so give them a call, 210-785-0994.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs on the road in Phoenix. The Emirates Cup berth on the line. We'll get you ready for it.
And Browns-Broncos wrapped up Week 13. Let's see how things are shaking out going into the final 5 weeks of the season. All that and more coming up. Starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wine, spirits, beers, all nestled on shelves.
Curbside pickup and delivery available, and the lowest prices for over 30 years only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly. B21.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $500. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Imagine owning waterfront property on the Texas coast. Introducing Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay. Secure your spot to see 1 to 4 acre properties with bay access from $59.9. That's right, just $59.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, a pool and cabana, boat launch and slips, fishing pier, dog park, storage, and more. It all happens this Saturday, December 7th, one day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at $59.9. Call now to secure your private tour this Saturday. 832-281-6645. That's 832-281-6645. Appointments are limited, so call now and be sure to ask for the year-end event day specials and veteran and first responder discounts. Call now, 832-281-6645. 832-281-6645. Get your piece of coastal paradise.
Make this holiday season scent-sational. Fragrance is the perfect gift for someone special on your list, and Ulta Beauty has them all. Shop classic scents from Valentino, Burberry, and Carolina Herrera. Plus, check out can't-miss perfume kits from Ariana Grande. And wait, there's one more sweet deal. With a fragrance purchase of $70 or more, get the coziest plush robe or throw, valued at $70 while supplies last. So head to an Ulta Beauty store today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wines and beers all nestled on shelves. Got some advice from our helpful elves. Oh, so many gifts to explore when you go to Total Wine and more. Bottles so delightful, whoa. Priced so amazingly low.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B20.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. He's Joe Reinigal. I'm Jason Minix. The band you're hearing right now, Kingdom Collapse. That's the song that really put them out there. It's made them money. They don't have to have real jobs. They get to play rock star, and they're in studio with us here because they're playing Sam's Burger Joint this Saturday night. Jonathan Norris, Aaron Smith. What's going on, boys?
Doing good. Yeah. Good for the show Saturday. And I got to shout out y'all's listener, Frank Botello, who's going to the Incarnate Word game. That's a good guy.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah? That's a super fan.
A super fan. Pull that
Aaron,
microphone
pull that
a little
over
bit
too.
closer
Yeah,
to
there
you.
you go.
I
Well, you know how
realize
to
as
do
a
this,
bass
right?
player, you don't talk,
Not used
but
to
that's part of it.
I think you just wanted me to say UIW a little louder.
Well, is that what it is?
I think that's what it was.
So you've got now. Let's start there because you played at UIW back in the day. They've got a playoff game.
Yep.
Saturday at what, 1?
1 o'clock.
And then
Villanova.
You're going to go to that game.
Yep.
And then play a show that night.
Yes, it worked out. We load in later in the afternoon so I can catch at least the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's nice. I mean, you get sideline passes, or you got to buy tickets.
Well,
I mean, as a former player,
the
come
school
on.
loves my dad, so
Yeah.
I think they love him more than me.
But he writes checks, you don't.
Yeah, exactly. So courtesy of him, yes.
All right, good. Hey, I was just thinking, Jason, our studio is no longer innocent.
Yeah, you guys are our first guests in
Broke it
studio
in.
since
Yeah.
we moved into
It's a good place.
the new studio here.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Can we say we have a new studio yet?
I don't know. They still haven't really told us to talk about the
They
new studio.
haven't.
We still haven't put stuff on the walls yet.
We're working
Looks
on
good,
it.
though.
Yeah.
Some. Looks good.
Yeah, some stuff. Some. Not a lot.
I like the lunchbox. That's the winner.
That's it.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. You just find stuff and put it on a shelf.
Yeah.
Stuff will eventually go in the frames. We had some stuff, but those are fake walls. And so whatever was kind of sticking to it, it kind of fell. So,
dude, the freaking Kool-Aid man's just going to burst through
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah. You really could. It used to be a window here, I think, didn't
well,
it?
there's still a window there.
There's
It's
a
just
window,
on the
it's just
other side
covered,
of the
yeah,
fake
okay.
wall. See, for years we were in a studio that had no windows to the outside world, and I bitched about that. And so when we were moving here, I was excited at least I could see outside. And then they covered up the window.
Yep.
It goes that way.
Shows what they think of you, I guess, huh?
Well, you're the TV pretty boy. How does it work? All right, so you guys have been on the road a lot. You guys are, I don't know, what's the right word for just always on the road, always touring, always city to city. Working,
yeah.
Yes, yeah, working. All right, you guys call that work, right? But you've been home for about a couple of weeks. You got the show at Sam's Burger Joint, then you're on the road again. So let's talk about what we're going to see Saturday for a hometown show at Sam's Burger Joint.
Our last one was what, August?
A little over a year ago.
We try to, yeah. August of last year was the last Sam's Burger Joint show. We try to do that in between tours, just come home, do a little family reunion show, see everybody, hang out, it's good. And then we hit the road again in February. So.
Well, Sam's Burger Joint's a great place to see a show.
Oh, yeah.
You guys enjoy playing there?
Oh, yeah,
we love it.
Yeah. Like for most, it's probably the nicest venue for our level in San Antonio right now. Like really good sound, really good, it's, good burgers.
Yeah, great burgers. Get the tots, too. The tater tots
exactly.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible.
A little stamp on it.
The beer's cold, too.
Well, that's it, yes. And good cold beer. Now, you guys are headlining this. It's going to be hosted by John Moyer from Disturbed, who was supposed to do the media. Did he go all big-time rock star today and bail on coming in?
Yeah. He was a busy man. So he said, Kingdom, y'all take the wheel.
Yeah.
The wheel. So we can't play down with the sickness, but,
Yeah.
But to that point, yes, he is hosting the show, and he's helping us raise money for the San Antonio Food Bank. So we're going to have canned food donations, and we're doing a silent auction. So,
nice.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
So is that part of a ticket, or do you buy the ticket and then bring the stuff? How does that work?
So
separate. But
Separate. Okay, gotcha.
And then we have Tyson Fundraising, who's bringing items to help auction, and then my friend Patrick Ryan donated some stuff too.
Very cool. So what is Moyer doing on Saturday? Just is he playing at all with you guys, or just hanging out,
hosting it? Introducing everybody.
So he's
talking
playing
about
MC. So another guitar player that wants to talk.
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, he was in one of our videos, so maybe we'll have him do a cameo for anything. Just have him stand up there the whole time.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Maybe.
A cameo. Yeah, it could be fun. So, but I know you guys have been working on some new music as well.
Yep.
How's that going?
Finishing up the album right now. The next new song will come out in January, and then that'll ramp into our album release in probably like early April.
So what do you guys do when you do an album? And I can't even imagine what goes into that. I mean, do you find a different sound? What goes into that?
Really just getting a collection of how we write. It's not like concept albums necessarily, but just writing each song, fully immersing yourself in what that song needs, what that song's, vibe is and message or whatever, going all in song by song, and then just building that out,
So when you're writing, when do you know it's done?
With him? You'll get a million different answers.
Well, I'm asking. It's a loaded question because I've heard him bitch about. Talk about this before.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different.
Yeah, we all have different views on it. He's basically the one behind the curtain, making all the creativity happen, and I'm sure you can attest to it. You'll look into every single detail when we may hear it, and we're like, "Dude, that sounds great." He's like, "No, but there's A, B, C, and D I need to fix."
Yeah. That's part of it. It's like, you'll get the song fleshed out, the demo, and then you take that and polish it up, do the mix, the master, and when that's sounding like you don't hear anything obviously that needs to be fixed, then it's done.
Do you ever hear a song though that you think, man, that's perfect? We love that song. I mean, is that or is there always that where? I mean, because you know how it is. You do things and you're your own worst critic, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a lot of things even in our catalog that we released 5-6 years ago. It's like, man, I wish we would have done that now because it would have been so much better. But that's part of it. That's what keeps pushing us to be better and better, write better songs, and progress.
Jonathan Norris, lead singer from Kingdom Collapse, in his studio along with Aaron Smith. We got David and David. We got two Davids in here that aren't talking.
They look pretty though.
That could be a song as well. Gaston, the drummer, not here today.
He actually had to work.
He's got a real good job.
Yes,
that he can actually do on the road when you guys are on the road. But I want to get back because writing an album. What are you looking at? 12 songs, 15?
10 for this one. 10 or 11.
10 for this one.
Yeah.
Coming up with them, writing them, and then you said, okay, when we're going to release them. What's the strategy in when you're going to drop an album and what song goes first and that sort of thing? Take us behind the curtain on that.
The name of the game, at least nowadays, is like really just timing is key. You don't want to go too long without releasing something, but then keeping the momentum going and then aligning it alongside tours and everything we have going on. So like the next tour we have is in February. So towards the end of January, we'll release something for that and then just keep all of that momentum snowballing into the next one. You know what I mean?
How in the world do you come up with a song though? I mean, does it come like in a dream or what? Are you guys just see something, you say, we can do something with
in the
that.
shower.
Is it shower? Yeah.
In the shower.
How did we know that was going to be the answer?
Yeah.
I'm a hell of a singer in the
That's
shower.
the radio answer.
Yeah, when you got alone time.
Yes.
That's not the radio answer. But yeah, I don't know. It's like we're all, musicians. So we'll hear these little melodies, these lyrics, these guitar riffs. Something. There's an initial spark, whatever that is, and then you just kind of take that and build it out from that out. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of tiny details, but it comes together.
It's funny because I think about some, especially when I was doing Texas country radio, those guys were like, all right, let's get together like Tuesday at 2:00 and we'll write.
Yeah.
Like you just show up and you have to come up and write. And I would think that how do you do that on a schedule?
Just balancing everything. Like when we're home, it's all writing. You know what I mean? And then when we hit the road, it's just all about performing shows, getting to the next show, not breaking down. Stuff like that. So it's you put on a different hat, right? But when we're home, it's just what is the next batch of material that we're going to get ready. You know what I mean? Because that always has to be there because you can't just sit on Unbreakable or whatever. You got to move forward.
And like you were saying too, the Road Dogg thing in 2022, how many shows did we do?
176 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So during that time, we were just in a van, so you can't. There's no time for writing at all. So we've
10 tours.
Yeah, having this downtime now, we've learned to appreciate being home because then we can get a lot more done before we go back out.
Yep.
Well, you almost need that, I would think.
Yep.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
To keep things fresh and to keep new stuff coming out.
Right. You need time home to write and move the needle there, but you need time out to tour and move the needle in that department. So and they work alongside each other.
You think obviously Unbreakable, you play that every night, right?
Right.
You come up with a new album, now you got to work 1 or 2 songs into the set list. That's got to be a challenge. So when you're writing these and putting together a record, do you think, like Saturday night after the UTSA A&M game, I saw Aaron, we went over and watched Dangerous Toys. If you remember them from the 80s.
You mean Kevin Fowler and the boys?
Whatever. And I'm thinking these dudes have been around for playing the same song night in and night out for 40 freaking years. Do you sit there and go, can I play this in 35 years? Do you think
Some
about
of our
it
stuff
that way?
because it's pretty like intense. Like a lot of like some songs are pretty heavy. Like got the screams.
Yeah, I was
going to
say you're a screamer. Can you imagine? Can your voice handle that all these for 30 years?
When you find that sweet spot where it's like in sports. You can't do everything forever, but like if you find the right way to take care of it or like find that technique, you can do it for a while.
I'm curious because when I go to a concert or go to a show and I want to see, I like hearing the hits, right? That you guys are so how do you work in new songs without just pissing everybody off?
Well, to that point,
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a tour not announced yet, but we're the opener. And for that one, we only have 25 minutes. And at that time, we'll have 3 or 4 new songs out. So
you really have to pick your favorite children. Essentially,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
So obviously, Unbreakable's in there, a couple new ones. The staples, and even we're getting to the point now where a set like that, we have to cut some staples too, and so it's reality.
Yeah, but 25 minutes and the pay's the same. That's not a bad day's gig either.
Pays better,
Just play the hits and go. Right?
Yes.
That's what you have to do.
Dude, we love that. Like anytime, 30 to 35 minutes is our sweet spot. Whenever a promoter's like, hey, can y'all play over 40? We're like, what?
We're not a cover band. We're not a country band. Like, it's not a dance hall.
Hour and a half.
Dude, that's
you go 2 hours.
Yeah.
You go down, and then when you play the new guy, this is when you guys can go get another beer and go to the bathroom because this is new.
Right.
Right?
And we'll do that too. Yeah.
Good stuff. Sam's Burger Joint, full lineup on Saturday. You guys and how many other bands are playing?
3 other bands. So we have Live in Dark Days, which David is the drummer in Live in Dark Days.
How many bands are you in, David? About 40 or 50. All right.
Dude, 33?
On top of doing sound for them. So
Yeah.
Play and then switch hats.
17 active, 33 Yeah. He's got a couple on the bench.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, we got them, Waves in April, and Reckless Degenerates.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then John Moyer, and then you guys are headlining,
Yep.
and it's also bring canned items for the food bank, right?
Yes, bring canned items and then silent auction. So bring your checkbooks as well.
Nice.
There's some cool
Checkbooks. How
stuff.
old are you?
It's gonna be there.
Right. Give us one.
my dad.
Yeah, can you give us one? What's on the silent auction?
Bring your
One-
checkbook for our merch table.
I don't know if so. One of my friends donated 2 signed and authenticated Taylor Swift albums.
Oh,
So if we have
wow.
any Swifties out there,
All
it's worth
right.
a couple bucks.
Is it Taylor's version or no?
But then we're gonna have a lot of rock. I know Tyson Fundraiser, they're bringing more like rock memorabilia type stuff.
Well, they're one of those fundraising companies. You go to a golf tournament, you'll see autographed, you name it, kind of stuff. So
yeah, for the ladies, there might be some like jewelry or purses.
So you say for the ladies or the Swifties.
Or
You
the
know,
Swifties.
Christmas is right around the corner. People
Came to
can
the
knock
wrong
out their
show.
Christmas
That's
shopping
it.
at a rock and roll show.
Of course they can. Now they
Yeah,
can.
the wrong show, brother.
Crazy. Saturday night, doors at what, 7 probably?
7 o'clock, yeah.
7 o'clock. And you're going to a football game first.
Yes,
Yeah,
1
full-
o'clock. Incarnate Word.
Nice.
Full day.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Be
Come on,
fun.
he plays bass. He doesn't do anything anyway.
This is true.
Dang. You know what's funny?
And he's
Whenever-
trying
yeah.
to miss load-in. Is really what he wants to do. Is he's going to miss load-in. Sorry, boys, couldn't get there. He's
Dude,
going to
four
play
things.
this.
Stealing my secrets?
That's 4 strings, man. That's 4 things right there.
That's a lot.
That's all you got to do. Man, I've got to miss load-in. I'm waiting on Uber getting out of UIW. Right? Yeah. Can't get there in time. We got you
Hey,
figured
Dave,
out.
can you sound check
Dang
the
it.
bass real quick?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's going to be. Exactly what it's going to be. Kingdom Collapse, Saturday night. Sam's Burger Joint's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Moyer's hosting. It's going to be good times.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, are you going?
Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
I'll actually be in Vegas that night.
That guy's in Vegas.
But
Sorry.
I'm going.
He's seen us before.
I have.
Yeah.
Blue
Yes.
Bonnet Palace.
that was
Yeah,
fun.
it was a
Yeah.
great
That was
show.
fun.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to that one because
No.
I think I was in Vegas.
You were in Vegas. Yeah.
Y'all
so-
trade off. I get
Yeah,
it. I get it.
exactly. Pledge says he's going.
Yes.
Good.
As long as you
Can I
don't
get
wear
that
what he
in
was
writing?
wearing the other day.
The leggings.
Yeah, you can tell that to him that there is a dress code for
Well,
this.
pink leggings are fine. You know, that'll
for,
work.
for pledge?
Yeah.
No,
You
Dude,
can't.
please.
No.
No, you don't want to see
discriminate.
that.
no.
Sorry, Pledge. I tried.
It was the pink leggings and the purple shirt that was kind of the problem. All of it. All of it.
It's
Boys,
good to
thanks,
see you
thanks
guys.
for stopping in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding 410 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs on the road in Phoenix. The Emirates Cup berth on the line. We'll get you ready for it.
And Browns-Broncos wrapped up Week 13. Let's see how things are shaking out going into the final 5 weeks of the season. All that and more coming up. Starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Make this holiday season sensational. Fragrance is the perfect gift for someone special on your list, and Ulta Beauty has them all. Shop classic scents from Valentino, Burberry, and Carolina Herrera. Plus, check out can't-miss perfume kits from Ariana Grande. And wait, there's one more sweet deal. With a fragrance purchase of $70 or more, get the coziest plush robe or throw, valued at $70 while supplies last. So head to an Ulta Beauty store today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson for Prize Picks. I got a question for you. Do you want to win 100 times your money? Well, Prize Picks can do it with as little as 4 correct picks. Let me tell you, if you're a fantasy player, you know the game. Put it to its use. Do you know James Cook's going to go off this week? How about Joe Burrow? Hey, let's talk about Pat Mahomes. Not quite the year, but you know how to play him. Is it more or is it less? You know the play. Just make your pick, and you can turn it to big money easy. And if you sign up today, you get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks puts their members first, so all the withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, and they often do, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Remember, download the app today and use the code Alamo. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Pat Mahomes had a good day, but it was less, and I took it home. If you know it, go play it. PrizePicks. Run your game.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Need parts now? O'ReillyAuto.com offers in-store pickup, same-day home delivery, or next-day home shipping. Get more parts your way at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now, sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first. On your timeline, no waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first, sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, we just got this in. The San Francisco 49ers placing running back Christian McCaffrey on IR. He is expected to miss at least 6 weeks. San Antonio Spurs, big win over the Kings in Sacramento last night. They'll now go to Phoenix to take on the Suns tomorrow night, a chance to win Group B in the Emirates Cup in-season tournament. Cowboys back to work. They're getting ready for the Cincinnati Bengals Monday night in Jerry World.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
For the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Monday afternoon.
Glad to have you along.
Yeah, this December.
Man, already. Crazy.
Weird Monday after most people have been off for 4 or 5 days. Couple weeks until Christmas. And as I talk about, the calendar is flipped to December. And Pledge, I don't know if you can on YouTube make the camera right on Joe Reinagel for a minute. Just go to Joe's camera.
Hey, where it ought to stay, quite frankly.
I mean,
it should just stay there.
I've got a face for radio, and you're a TV guy. I mean, you're not lying.
Doesn't mean I don't have a face for radio.
Well, this is true. I mean, because rules are different for you. But I just want you to hide that microphone a little bit.
Hide the microphone?
Yeah, and then just kind of show your chin off a little bit, because I fully expected that scruff to be gone by today, since November is over. You were successful, and I congratulate you in not finding a razor during No Shave November.
Yes. Actually, though, cheated. I did shave during November, just parts of the face.
Well, sure, but you grew that out. So, I mean, yeah, you grew this goatee, and it's still there. I thought for sure this morning you would be back to Joe Reinagel.
Well, I'm putzing around yesterday, watching football and doing stuff. We still have some family in town, so
they've been in town a long time.
Oh, they have. They got here last Tuesday. They leave tomorrow, by the way, but I only get to see them once a year, for the most part. They live in Colorado. So I'm just casually mentioned, boy, this is, the end of this, so it'll be gone. And my wife chimes in, you're going to shave it? And I said, well, yeah, I'm probably going to shave it. Don't shave it. I think it looks great. And I'm like, really? You do?
Mm-hmm.
So I've kept it at least one more day.
So Maggie has spoken.
Well, I've got to do some, because on camera, to me, doesn't look very good. But when I look in the mirror, I'm all right, it's not so bad.
Have you ever looked in the mirror and said, not so bad? You always think you look good.
Well, I mean,
you're like James Pledger. No matter what he puts on, he looks in the mirror and says, damn, I look good. You do that every day.
Well, that's actually accurate. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how long I'll keep it, but my wife likes it. And so
now you have to keep it.
Happy wife, happy life.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And the good part about it is, and I was talking to Pledge about this earlier, because Pledge's got a full beard. The weirdness of it is gone. That first week or so where it's itchy and goofy, and I don't even think about it anymore, to be honest with you.
Sure.
It's like,
because it's not itchy.
It's not itchy. It's grown out, so it's not itchy.
Well, that's not grown out.
Well, it's about as good as it gets.
Well, all right. So you're going to keep it.
Well, for today.
No.
We'll see what tomorrow brings.
Well, I'm curious, since it's still here. Although you'll be out of town Friday when we're doing our show over at Tri-County Meat Market, but I got to believe that offer from Joe over at Tri-County still stands. If you were to dye that, what was it? Strawberry blonde?
Strawberry blonde.
Strawberry blonde. Because you got a lot of gray, dude.
Well, there is, and the guy that cuts my hair says, "Look, I can kind of make that a little more peppery than salty," which is what it is now. And
so you're gonna go all LeBron James and dye that?
No, I'm not. But he was just offering, right? And so I feel I need to get it cleaned up a little bit, because I really don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Sure.
So we'll see if I do that, and I don't know. I mean, would it be bad luck to shave it off before Vegas, or would it be bad luck to keep it? I don't know.
There's no bad luck.
There's not?
No.
I always tend to have a little bit when I go to Vegas.
Well, I don't think your facial hair has anything to do with your success in Vegas. At least not when it comes to gambling.
No, well, no, it's just they hate me. I mean, that's pretty much it.
That one went right over your head. Go ahead.
So I don't know what I'm going to do just yet. But today it is December 2nd, and it's still there. So we'll see. The strawberry blonde ain't happening.
That's not going to happen.
No, it's not happening. I told Joe if he added a couple of more zeros to that, then we could talk.
He offered you $500 for charity.
Another zero, and maybe we'll talk.
I mean, you're turning down $500 for charity.
I am, and I would rather write the check myself than go strawberry blonde with the goatee.
What color is your hair guy going to dye that?
Well, just a little darker, right? He's not going to dye it, but see, most of it is gray.
Well,
and I've had mixed reviews.
Wait, hang on now. I don't understand what you just said. It's gray now. He's not going to dye it. He's just going to make it less gray.
Well,
that means he's going to dye it.
Well, I don't know. What's that like Grecian formula? That's not dye.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
It is?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I guess he wants to dye it. But it won't be like a full dye. It'll just be a little mixed in pepper. So
you can't go jet black.
I'm not going to do that.
Blonde hair.
I don't want to go jet black.
Well, you said pepper.
Well, a little sprinkle of pepper in there where there's a little too much gray. I don't know, Minix. All of these questions I've never had to deal with before because I've never had one of these before ever in my entire life.
If anybody has advice and you wear and have a goat and you take care of it, I don't know what the terminology is. Joe needs your advice.
I do. I would welcome advice on what to do with this thing because I can only trim it so much, and I shave. I try to keep the rest of the face smooth. So I don't know yet, but it's kind of cool. I've gotten some mixed reviews, but the one that matters the most is Maggie. So
well, who has told you it looks like crap?
Well, nobody's told me that. I've heard people, it makes you look older.
Well, it does.
Well, so
it's because of the gray hair.
I guess that's it.
But not older, Joe. Distinguished.
Distinguished, yeah.
Yes.
I need a pipe and a Sherlock Holmes hat or something, right?
So I take it for Thanksgiving, your family gave you a bunch of crap about this.
Not at all. Not at all. That's where I really got some good reviews.
From who?
Well, my youngest brother, he liked it, but he's got a full beard.
Okay.
My sisters-in-law, both of them gave me a thumbs up.
They didn't want to hurt your feelings?
Well, maybe that's it. I don't know, but, they said
what
the right thing.
happened there is Maggie said encourage them to keep it, so they did.
Well, and it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks. I don't really give a damn. But Maggie's opinion matters, so.
So does she want strawberry blonde?
No, she doesn't.
Does she know about the strawberry blonde?
She does know about that.
And she said no?
Well, she just laughed. Like, yeah. So, and she knows Joe very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm impressed it's still there.
Well, I am too. But like I say, it's the awkwardness has gone away. So if you just can get past that first 2-week period, 10 days, whatever it is, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't even really think about it too much anymore.
I'm impressed it's still there.
It's still there. So we'll see. It's we're on goatee count day.
Who cares?
Whatever.
Yes. Yeah. Could be
day
blonde.
2.
Could be blonde. Day 2 of you not required to have it.
Right.
As far as.
Well, I wasn't going to shave it yesterday because it was Sunday. So I wasn't going to do that. I think it's illegal to use a razor on Sunday.
It should be.
It is.
It should be.
So I wasn't going to do that.
Man, it took me a while to shave this morning.
Yeah?
Because I hadn't shaved since probably Tuesday.
Uh-huh. So I did shave this morning.
I thought about it yesterday because it was itchy yesterday. But I'm with you. I'm not shaving on Sunday, ever.
But that's what I'm saying. It's itchy. You just got to let it go.
Yeah.
You got to deal with it for a few days, and then it's over.
Not happening.
It's not itchy anymore.
Not happening.
All right.
Well, I'm glad that you have kept it. even if you don't want to.
Are you really glad, Minix, or are you just saying that?
I'm encouraging you. I'm not giving you crap one way or the other than
right.
I'm surprised it's still there.
Well, I am too.
Mean,
if you want to
planted your flag on having a goatee.
Truth be told,
you were trying to do stuff when you first retired, and Maggie put a squash to all of that. So that she likes this. And,
well, that was the mullet. She did.
Yes. Which I'm surprised she would let you have a goatee and not a mullet.
Well, I'm
because that's next.
I don't think there's no mullet coming. That will not go over well. I don't know, but she seems to like it. So as long as she likes it, I don't know. This will be a conversation with Maggie every day, I have a feeling. And she'll tell me, what if you don't like it, shave it.
Yeah, but
and I'm like,
we all know the answer to that.
Yes. So that's where we're at right now. So
yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, I am getting some advice here, like Jacob Eric, color it to match your hair. I could do that.
You could do that.
Yeah. I don't know who Stripe that Miguel Martinez is talking about. Do you? On our YouTube page?
Hang on, I'm not looking.
It says they want to say they're related to Stipe somebody. Who is that?
USC fighter.
Oh, okay.
Mia Chick.
Mia Chick.
But what does that have to do with anything?
Well, I guess, do I look like the guy or what?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
It's Stipe.
Stipe.
Sure. I don't know if I could trust you, Pledge.
Looks like Stipe.
Because we gave away tickets earlier to something that you told me was a comedian, and apparently it's not a comedian that we gave away tickets to. Justin Furstenfeld, Pledge, is not a comedian. He's the lead singer from the band Blue October. But you tell me, hey, we've got tickets to a comedian to give away, and I'm like, I don't know who he is. Is he funny? Well, he's a comedian. He's got to be funny. Okay, cool. And turns out, unless he tells a joke on stage.
He might.
He might tell a joke.
He might, but, so Pledge is like, oh, it's this, it's that. I don't know anymore. Pledge knows all except for Justin is from Blue October, which is a band.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
I didn't know that. If I don't know, I'm not afraid to say I don't know. And I said I didn't know, and Pledge's like, he's a comedian. All right, cool. Pledge didn't know either, but Pledge always knows. But
yeah.
So he's going to say this guy, that guy on, I don't know. I don't know if I can trust him. Not today.
Well, I pulled up a picture of Mia Chick for him, so.
Oh. Okay. You could have also Googled Justin Furstenfeld before I did the giveaway so that we would have accurate information. Somebody won tickets thinking they're going to a comedy show and they're going to a rock show.
Well, there you go. And maybe he'll tell a joke or two. Who knows?
It's possible.
So it's the best of both worlds.
Might be. Maybe.
This Stipe guy, or Stipe, he's got a full beard.
Stipe.
Whatever.
Sure.
I don't look anything like that dude.
Okay. See, again, Pledge is wrong again.
No, it's not Pledge. It's Miguel Martinez.
Yeah, but Pledge agreed with him.
He did?
Yeah.
I just said I knew who the name was.
Well, that's why you looked it all up. Yeah, you guys are twins. Distant fourth cousins for sure.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Stipe.
And I have no idea. Monday Night Football tonight, Denver and Cleveland.
Wow.
You want to make that game a little bit more entertaining for yourself? Make sure you're playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. It's a way to watch games and win money at the same time. Be like me and over 5 million other players playing the Pick'em game, where all you have to do is pick higher or lower on stats. Whether you're talking about the NFL tonight, maybe you pull up some NBA or even college hoops, you could build a Pick'em entry with all of the above on there. It's a lot of fun to play, and even better when you get the notices that you've won money, or if you're paying attention towards the end of a game and you see everything turning green. If you had Josh Allen yesterday, you probably won some cash. Profit boosts are a part of everything that they're doing at Underdog with all the different specials, promos, and bonuses almost every single day, like the Profit Boost, where you can pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts where you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats that give you a better shot at the win. And free picks, basically a sure thing. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the Underdog Fantasy app. Sign up, use my promo code STAR, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog Fantasy.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Transform your water with Kinetico. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Don't wait. Offer ends soon.
Call 656-PURE Kinetico.
Hey, sports fans, if you're not calling John Anthony, you're simply missing out. To prove it, I'm releasing your Monday Night Report absolutely free on a recorded message line. 1-800-244-5506. Cleveland at Denver. Cleveland poses one of the league's most powerful rushing attacks, controlling the clock and wearing down defenses. Denver has a strong defense led by a talented secondary, limiting the opposition and creating turnovers. Tonight, it's going to be a monster game, and I've got the side and total. That's two big plays. John Anthony has you covered. Call now. Hear them for free on recorded message. 1-800-244-5506. Call 1-800-244-5506. Cleveland, Denver, side and total. I love to go 2-0 or get the next 7 days on me. 1-800-244-5506. That's 1-800-244-5506. Or go to JohnAnthonySports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
This holiday at T-Mobile, I'm joined by a special co-anchor.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Snoop D-O-double G.
Snoop, let's talk about T-Mobile.
Okay, cool.
This holiday, get 4 lines for $25 a line. Plus, 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence and the all-new camera control on us.
Let's get cracking, like a breakfast egg.
You can use those eggs to make some eggnog, Snoop.
Respect.
And people do love T-Mobile, where you can save on every plan versus the other big guys.
You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
Always a great stocking stuffer, Snoop.
We up out of here.
Hold your horses, Snoop D-O-double-G. Let's remind people one more time.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence on us. Plus 4 lines for $25. Now drop that jank.
With 24 monthly bill credits, 4 eligible trade-ins, and 4 new lines with autopay. Well-qualified customers plus taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits and credit stop and balance on required finance agreements due. $829.99 credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence available now.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? Because I guarantee you, she does. I'm Gary Barton with Barton & Associates. If you're considering divorce, then contact Barton & Associates today at TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1
solo there?
San Antonio Sports Star. It's something. He's Joe Reinagel. air guitarist. I'm
That's
Jason
right.
Minix. College football is going to get nuts here. In fact, Texas Tech had a better season than I think most people thought they would.
Yeah.
They need a new defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator now. Zach Keatley is apparently going to get the FAU job. They fired Tim DeRuyter on Sunday. And you look at some of the coaching carousel in college football, and one that still baffles me is Casey Keeler leaving Sam Houston to go take the Temple job. Now, Casey Keeler's a hell of a coach. Won a national championship at Delaware, developed and found Joe Flacco, won a national championship at Sam's, been there 11, 12 years. The idea that, hell, he had Dan Lanning on his staff 2014, 15, something like that. I never thought he was going to leave Sam. And kind of like what we see sometimes with Jeff Traylor, his name gets mentioned for jobs. I heard it, but long shot, but would he go after the Rice job? Would he try to leave? But they're going to their first ever bowl game as they've made the transition into FBS. Now, I know he's from that area of Pennsylvania, so other than going home, but Temple, they were talking about getting rid of the football program because of the new NIL world. They can't compete, and now he's taking that job?
Well, it's tough. It's a new challenge. You say he's going home. It's a bigger conference that he's in, right? He's going to the American Conference. So all of those things, and you just, and maybe the money was better too.
Well,
all of those things.
The money's going to be far better, probably more than doubles. And Temple being private, they haven't announced what the dollars are. But, you look at some of the Florida jobs that have come open, like of all places. And then, of course, selfishly from a UTSA perspective, Temple's going to be good again sooner than you think because Casey Keeler wins everywhere he goes. It's a great hire for Temple.
Yeah, no doubt. And look, he'll do well there. And I just think, the American Conference, I think, is like right there. It's you got the power conferences, you got the American. And I just think it is one of those conferences with some great football, and not just football, but everything, and some good schools, and it's up and coming. It's right there, and I just think you want to get there if you can and have that opportunity.
As we get ready for the next installment of what the committee thinks, and we're this close to the playoffs and everything being set now, with all the conference championship games this weekend, the one thing that you can take from this college football season is you can turn a battleship in a hurry. With NIL money and with the right people and the transfer portal, you can turn it around. You look at Arizona State, and that was a 3-win team last year, and now they're playing in the Big 12 championship game this Saturday. And Coach Kenny Dillingham is, you talk about a coach with energy, and but he's from there. He's from Phoenix, went to Arizona State. But he utilized the portal and the players that he has the right way. They're in the Big 12 championship game. Texas first year in the SEC championship game. SMU playing in a championship game. It is, in today's world, it doesn't take long to turn things around.
You've got to be able to master that and do it the right way, and you've got to have the resources as well. Let's face it. Who was it? I just saw, and I'm sorry, but it just came to my head, and I'll have to look this up. I'm sure somebody was just hired as a general manager.
Yeah, Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
Stanford.
As the general manager. That's what it's coming to. That's what you're going to need, and I think a lot of universities are going to do the same thing. And why not? It'll take a little bit of heat off of the coach, off of the head coach, and goodness knows, these head coaches are having to recruit every day of the year now instead of just once or a few months out of the year. And to have a general manager be able to take some of that load off, I think it's genius. That Stanford did a good job. And look, Stanford's a school with a lot of money, but they need to be able to know how to utilize that money. And I thought that was a genius hire by them.
Well, and you look at, because a lot of schools have GMs or somebody in a position that is similar to that, and you get an alum that obviously, if he's coming to your event, he's going to raise a lot of money, almost like Woj going to St. Bonaventure.
Right, right.
Using the celebrity status to help raise money. And Obviously, Andrew Luck's well connected to people with big checkbooks, and that's what it's going to take to turn Stanford around, is the right money, getting the guys to go there. You look at Gus Malzahn, leaving the Central Florida job to go be the OC at Florida State.
Yeah.
That's strange and interesting all the way around, because most head coaches don't want to go be a coordinator. But Norvell's like, well, I got to keep my job, but they won't let me call plays anymore. Here you go. We'll share these duties. But you wonder if it's Central Florida, for a guy like Gus Malzahn, is there enough of a commitment from the school with the revenue share that's coming and the NIL base to be competitive? Because if you don't have those, you could see other coaches kind of doing the same.
One that's right here in San Antonio.
You wonder. You wonder if at some point, if the school isn't committed financially, is the coach going to stick around and wait to be fired? I mean, you look at, like, App State just fired their coach, and you look at all these coaches, and they seem to be getting fired early.
He had a hell of a record, too.
Yeah.
And he got fired.
Well, but it ain't good enough, not recently. And again, you look at where guys are, the commitment from the school. You look at the G.J. Kinney contract. There's a commitment from the school. But also, not only to the coach's salary, but are you financially helping the university compete in today's world? And you look around just how quickly things can change in college football. I keep waiting to see Ryan Day's name on the just got fired list.
He needs to be.
That guy can't beat Michigan.
Well, if I'm an Ohio State alum, I'd have fired the guy right after the game. I mean, you got the melee that took place, but, I mean, you can't beat Michigan. And I don't care what your record is or how successful you are. If you can't beat your arch rival, then you don't deserve to be there.
Ohio State's going to the playoffs.
Doesn't matter. They were a 21-point favorite over Michigan, and they got beat at home. And then started a brawl when they tried to plant a flag.
Dude, the whole flag thing this week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, because you had that one there at the Michigan game.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if pepper spray was necessary. It wasn't. But then you saw it in a lot of other games.
North Carolina State tried to do it at North Carolina.
Arizona State did it when they just destroyed Arizona in the Territorial Cup. And there was another one. You know where you didn't see it? UT. And Sark didn't allow it to happen. When he saw players going out to that logo, it ain't happening. And I appreciate that. There is something about it, although, and it's kind of weird to call him the OG at this, but Baker Mayfield was called the OG of flag planting yesterday, and his response kind of interesting.
Since many kind of consider you the OG when it comes to flag planting, what was your reaction to a lot of the flag planting we saw yesterday, and I guess maybe some of the pushback to that flag planting yesterday?
There were like 4, weren't there?
You know, I'll say this, that OU Texas does it every time they play. It's not anything special. You take your L and you move on. College football is meant to have rivalries. It's like the Big 12 banning the horns down signal. Just let the boys play.
I totally agree with that. And look, if you don't want somebody planting a flag on your field, don't lose.
True.
I mean, you know what? I think it should be a tradition in a rivalry game like that. If you lose, then the winner plants a flag. And I know what you're saying about Sark. He's trying to be classy. But you know what? Texas had every right to plant a flag right there in the middle of Kyle Field.
I look at that. I don't understand the laugh there, Pledge, but go ahead. The idea, though, seeing all the fights earlier in the day, I knew Sark didn't want to have to deal with that.
Sure.
And because it is a bad look for college football when you have all the fights. I'm with you. You know, you lose this game, they're going to come plant the flag. I still don't understand the idea of trying to plant a flag in the AstroTurf. It's not going to work. And you're right. When you lose the game, you know that is going to happen. You have to learn how to lose, just like you'll have to learn how to win. And you know, Ohio State wins that game, they're going to rush the field.
Sure.
Michigan fans, players would have had to deal with getting through all the people. That happens. You got to learn to lose with class as well, and that was something Ohio State did not handle well because Michigan, but seeing it all throughout the day, but you saw it happen once, and then everybody else. Now you're not doing that here. Well, win the game.
And then I hear people on these talking heads on these, wow, the NCAA needs to just ban that practice. Like, shut up. Just shut up. You know what? It's a rivalry game, for goodness sake. And then what's comical is that the NCAA, they fine Ohio State and Michigan $100,000. Like somebody's pulling that out of their pocket. Okay, here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, please.
Well, it's $100,000 when you rush the field.
Well, I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean, was it Arizona State that got fined twice because they rushed the field? There was time on the clock, so they had to clear the field and then rush it again, so they got 2 fines?
It's just so stupid. Look, you don't want a flag planted on your field. That's extra incentive not to lose on your field. I mean, it's just that simple. Come on, take all the fun out of everything.
The rivalry part of it.
Yes.
And that is why rivalry games are so damn much fun and what makes college football great.
Yes.
Watching the players fight and the pepper spray, yes, that is a bad look for college football. But it's up to the coaches. I mean, you lose the game, this is going to happen. Don't go try to fight now. You just had 4 quarters of football where you could have been fighting, and you go from there. And as Pledge reminds everybody, if it's needed, but it was Baker planting the flag at Ohio State when we first learned, flags don't really get planted in artificial surface fields. It doesn't work.
Well, it's just the symbolism of it, right?
That's it.
That we own this field today, and you don't. Like the Ohio State players should, and I understand them trying to defend their home turf. Don't get me wrong, but you had 60 minutes to do that, and you didn't get it done. So you know what? Sit back, take the L, and watch them plant a flag, and better luck next year. You're going to be playing at Michigan. Guess what? You win, you can plant your flag there.
There'll probably be rules against it next year.
Probably, which is unfortunate.
Although, listening to the OG Baker Mayfield on that, I do wonder if the idea was born out of Texas OU, because he's right, they do it every year. But that's a neutral site field. So you're claiming victory on a neutral site, planting your flag. And then Baker did that at Ohio State. I don't know if you're allowed to plant it everywhere, but neutral site certainly makes more sense.
Well, it's just kind of a middle finger to Texas, right? And that's what Baker was doing it as.
Sure.
And
so the horns down rule was stupid.
Yes, it is.
It was stupid.
I saw a bunch of, and of course the players didn't do it, but there were a lot of Aggie fans doing the horns down stuff.
They don't know any other
Kyle
sign.
Field. And I love how was it ABC put up the words to the fight song, the Aggie fight song. I love that because some of that I didn't know. I said, really?
You've lived here your whole life. You didn't know that the Aggie song is all about Texas?
No. I know it's all about Texas, but I'm just saying some of that stuff I didn't know the words to. Right? It's like this part of it. Then you're like, yeah. It's like any other song, right?
Yeah.
You don't know the words, like, yeah. So that's what happens. And now I know. I thought that was very educational.
All the reveille without legs and the saw 'em off signs. Pretty damn comical, too.
Oh.
It's why we love college football.
Yes.
But it just takes a couple to ruin good things.
It does.
And you can't have that.
It does.
You got to figure out how not to do the fighting.
No fighting. I understand you don't want that happening on your field, but you got 60 minutes to take care of that.
Of course, we had fighting yesterday in the Houston-Jacksonville game that I think was totally warranted, despite what D'Amico Ryan says. Let's get into that. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're dealing with any issues at your house with your plumbing, your air conditioner, your heater, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are full service. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Coeur d'Alene, they are green certified. Call them 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at CoeurD'AlenePlumbing.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs on the road in Phoenix. The Emirates Cup berth on the line. We'll get you ready for it.
And Browns-Broncos wrapped up Week 13. Let's see how things are shaking out going into the final 5 weeks of the season. All that and more coming up. Starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when intended to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Color Collection.
Shop Dell Technologies Cyber Monday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Cyber Monday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
There's one name in roofing that stands high above the rest, Stevens Roofing. A quality roof overhead by Stevens Roofing means comfort, confidence, and peace of mind. It's protection for all the things you love. And during this holiday season, Stevens Roofing would like to thank all the first responders and military service members for the protection and peace of mind they provide. So for all your roofing needs, commercial or residential, remember Stevens Roofing. Online at stevensroofing.net. Happy holidays from Stevens Roofing.
Let's face it, winter can be a hard season. It's cold pretty much all the time. Blizzard. You have to shovel. Another blizzard. You slip on ice. But you know what makes winter suck a little less? Getting a free phone. Join Cricket Nation and get a free Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. Ooh, ouch. Welcome to enjoying more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Must open a new line on the $60 unlimited plan. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
George gets justice. The attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers are proud of their local roots and their deep connection to San Antonio. They stand up for their neighbors, fight for justice, and make sure every voice is heard. When you've been injured in an accident, count on George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George guarantees that you don't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Live out at Tri-County Meat Market, the Huebner Road location. Gonna have a lot of good sampling going on.
Dude, that is always a lot of fun. It's a good excuse to come by and sample some stuff and then get ready for the weekend. Get all the meat you need and be prepared.
Well, and start planning ahead, holidays, whatever it is you're going to be doing over the next several weeks as far as firing up that old grill, or even if you're cooking inside, you got it. That great meal starts with great meat. I know we're going to have brisket, probably a tri-tip and picanha. I'm going to guess some ribs, Gulf Coast smoke sampling, a lot of the other vendors that have products in Tri-County Meat Market like Maggie Mae's and Julio's, which is the chips and queso and hot sauces. And I saw a cigar guy's going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Godfather might even make an appearance.
He'll be there.
He'll be there.
He'll definitely. He's going to be there.
All right.
So will Rob Thompson.
Speaking of the Godfather.
Yeah. Rob Thompson.
Anybody checked on Rob since Saturday night?
He has not gotten back to me at all.
All right. I'm just wondering.
I saw a funny thing on Facebook because Rob made his profile, or not profile picture, but made a comment about saw him off. And then I saw Reveille with no legs that said saw him off. So I said, sorry, Rob, saw this, had to, and I posted it. And, a lot of people seem to be enjoying that, but not Rob.
How about not Rob?
Not Rob.
I know he did. He was on the air this morning.
Was he?
He was, yes. Heard a little bit of the show this morning. Had to do some stuff and driving around.
Yeah, I did not. It's weird because I texted him and AJ got back to me because they were like, over at UTSA, it was like, hey, forgot to confirm. I was like, yeah. And I was like, why are you texting me? But AJ responded, yeah. And I'm assuming Jeff Traylor was on this morning. He'll be on with us at 5:15.
He will be. Yes, I believe he was.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear him, but I heard AJ making a reference to that. It's funny because, my son-in-law, big family of Aggies.
Yeah.
They were very excited about that game Saturday night. And
until kickoff?
Well, I was supposed to hear from him yesterday, and it was like
nothing?
Crickets.
Did you make a wager with him?
No.
Oh.
No. I did have money on Texas, though.
Yeah.
That line came down to 4.5. I couldn't resist.
Man. Texas won. They covered.
They did.
Going to the SEC championship game.
Yep. They're a 2.5 point favorite. I just saw early on.
Well, they're the home team there in Atlanta.
Just saying, it's going to be a dog home crowd though.
Oh yeah,
right there in Atlanta.
It's interesting with the new playoffs, the way it is shaking out. Do you spend money to go to the SEC championship game, knowing you're going to have playoff games and multiple playoff games that you got to travel to? I mean, in a lot of ways, it's like, do you think your team's going to make a run to the Final Four? Do you save your money for that, or do you go in every week to where they're playing?
So you're talking about Texas fans.
Well, yeah. Georgia fans just have to drive down the street.
Yeah, it's not that far, I don't think. Well, Georgia's not that big of a state. But, yeah, it's a good question. I'm sure there are some Horns fans that don't give a damn about money, and they will go to everything.
This is true. What I hope, though, with this new playoff, that the committee seeds this properly. And when I say properly, I'm looking at a projection on action that Brett McMurphy put together.
Uh-huh.
And it has on January 1st, Texas playing Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, and Ohio State and Oregon playing in the Rose Bowl.
Wow.
Now, I don't want to see SEC play SEC or Big Ten play Big Ten. I mean, if Texas and Georgia play in the Sugar Bowl, they're going to play 3 times in 1 year.
Yes. Well, that could be the rubber match.
Well, and according to this projection, he's got Georgia winning, although Texas is favored by 3.5 because it's got Georgia, Penn State, and Oregon, Notre Dame in the semifinals, and then Oregon, Georgia in the championship game. But I really do hope with these playoffs that they seed it properly to where we're not getting a conference rematch in the postseason unless it's ultimately in the championship game.
Well, it'll be interesting because as I sit here and think, I mean, this is a huge game for Georgia, is it not? I mean, if the Dogs lose this game to Texas Saturday, are they even in the playoffs?
Well, yes. Now, according to the projected college football playoff field, and this is just from Action, I know there's several out there. And this was crazy because they have Texas winning this week because Texas is number 2 in the playoff field, and Georgia is at number 7. They also have Alabama at number 11.
Now, see, that's just wrong, okay? And that's going to bring up a lot of conspiracy theories if Alabama gets in with 3 losses.
Well, I mean, did you hear Ole Miss, or not hear? Did you see the tweet from Lane Kiffin yesterday?
I did.
The politicking out there. I mean, nowhere in his nice little write-up that he mentioned that they actually lost to Kentucky, who's got 1 SEC win on the year. They had another bad loss. But let's just go comparables because it's politicking season. But I'm with you. Alabama has no business being in the SEC championship game.
They don't. Well, or the playoffs.
Or the playoffs, I mean.
Yeah, they don't have any business
They're
being
not
in the
going to
playoffs.
be in the SEC championship
No, they
game.
will not be. Yeah, I don't understand how a 3-loss team can get in. That's why I wonder about Georgia, honestly. If they lose to Texas and lose badly, say, and I know that doesn't matter, that's 3 losses for Georgia. And I wouldn't think they would deserve to get in. I mean, you ought to start looking at and I know the SEC is king and the Big Ten, those are the 2 big conferences, but come on. I mean, seriously, do 3 lost teams deserve to get in the playoffs? I say no.
I say no, too, especially when you look at there are 3 10-win, 2-loss teams, 10-2 teams that are in the Big 12. And the Big 12 is likely to get their champion in. Iowa State, BYU, not likely in the playoffs. Colorado at 9-3, they're coming to the Valero Alamo Bowl, it looks like. Every projection has Colorado coming. But you look at some of these other conferences and say, as much as we kind of on the Big 12, looks like they were a better conference than anybody gave them credit for. But, you look at the ACC, I think the same thing. I mean, top-heavy, but, how many are they going to get in? Or is it going to be all Big Ten and SEC with the ones that we have to invite to the party?
Well, I think at this point in time, a South Carolina deserves to get in there more so than an Alabama. I mean, South Carolina is the hottest team in the country right now. And so they deserve to get in the playoffs. I mean, there are other teams out there that are more deserving, and just because Alabama's Alabama, they don't deserve to get in this year. They got 3 losses.
So a 9-3 South Carolina team better than a 9-3 Alabama team.
Sure.
I wouldn't argue with that.
Well, you look at their conference record. Their conference record is they've only got 1 loss, I think, in conference play.
Who?
South Carolina.
No, they're 5-3.
5 in the conference.
Yeah, I'm looking at standings here,
right.
and so is Alabama, 5-3 in conference, 9-3 overall.
Well, who would you rather have in the playoffs? Honestly, I mean, at this point in time, I think South Carolina's playing better football than Alabama.
They are, although man, that last second win over Clemson. I just don't know what Alabama team is going to show up week in and week out.
You have no clue.
And when you look at the idea of what they can do. Now, Bama did beat South Carolina head-to-head. So if they're going tiebreaker, then you have to look at that first and foremost. But that's where I kind of laugh at Lane Kiffin trying to make his case as a 9-3 team, also 5-3 in the SEC. Head-to-head, their resume probably a little bit better than Alabama's when you look at their common opponents, but you also lost to Kentucky, who won one conference game, and that was against Ole Miss.
I want to go through and look at some of these teams because I still think, and I made the case for South Carolina, obviously, they've got 3 losses, and going by what I said, they shouldn't be in either. But I'd like to look at some of these other either Big 10 or Big 12 look, the regular season's got to mean something.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't just stick teams in because they're a big name. To me, that's just wrong. And if we start doing that and you're, another school, like an Iowa State, I don't know what their record is, but if they lose to Arizona State this week, or if they beat Arizona State, then they're in, but Arizona State then would deserve to get in.
Well, and you look at Miami, not playing in their conference championship game because they lost to Syracuse, but they're 10-2 on the season.
Right.
And Syracuse wins, so a 9-3 Clemson team loses to South Carolina, but Syracuse's win sends Dabo and the Tigers to the conference championship game and probably sends Miami out of the playoffs.
Going to be interesting to see, but obviously there's going to be controversy. There always is,
Yes.
And teams are going to get in that shouldn't. And I hear it from conspiracy theorists. Well, it's ESPN that's picking the teams. They want teams that people are interested in.
I mean, it's no secret that the ESPN is very much in love with the SEC and the Big Ten.
Sure.
But when you look around and, again, looking at one projection here, which is action, you've got SMU, Arizona State, Notre Dame. UNLV is the Mountain West. And everybody else is either Big Ten or SEC. And when you look around, it's hard to say that this team wouldn't do well in the playoffs versus that team, like a Miami. Everybody has a loss this year that you go, well, damn, man, that shouldn't have happened. And you look at Miami, they've got nobody to blame but themselves. They were up 21-0 on Syracuse, and they blew that game.
Unbelievable. But when SMU beats Clemson, that could put Miami back in the mix.
Well, this has SMU beating Clemson, and in this projection, Miami's nowhere to be found.
Well, who would get in then? Because that would give Clemson 4 losses on the season. No way they get in.
Clemson wouldn't be in either. SMU would go as the ACC champion.
And that's it.
And that's the only representative from that conference.
Wow. See, that would be a slight, in my opinion, to Miami.
This is just Brett McMurphy's projections, although his has been pretty spot on all year. The ACC champ, the only team from the ACC getting in. The Big 12 champ, the only team from the Big 12. You've got Notre Dame as an independent, and you've got the Mountain West Conference champ. Everybody else in the playoff is Big 10 or SEC. And if that's the way it is, and again, chaos and arguments and all that's going to break out, then I kind of look at it and go, when they go to 12 teams, you knew there'd be arguing because we just like to do that as sports fans. But if you're arguing, you should be like 10, 11, 12. What are we really arguing for? When it was 4 teams, you're looking at the 5th team, would they have a chance at winning a natty? Seeing UNLV there as the 12th seed, anybody really think UNLV is going to play for a national championship this year?
No, but, they get lucky one time. Look at Northern Illinois knocking off Notre Dame. You never know what might happen that day.
Sure.
And they might, throw a big wrench into the whole machine.
Well, they might get lucky one day, but 3 games?
I get it.
Yeah.
But if they just come in and it's chaos, then they've done their job.
It's impressive what UNLV has done when you think about 3 weeks into the season, their quarterback quit because they weren't getting paid enough.
Isn't that the truth?
And yet they're still playing. And, some are going to say, where's Boise State? There's still some things to be decided.
Yeah, how about BYU? Do they not have a case? They've only got 2 losses.
Yeah, no, because they're not in the Big 12 championship game.
Yeah, well.
Because they've lost Arizona State.
I'm just saying, if you're going to be fair about this, you got to take your Big Ten and SEC glasses off.
Well, I just look at strength of schedule, and I think have conference biases to begin with.
No, there's no doubt about that.
And maybe the Big 12 is better. And I know, and I'm going to paraphrase his long answer the other day, but Joey McGuire up at Texas Tech went through a whole thing Saturday saying, look, The only thing that's really happened from this year to last year is some teams changed the patch on their jersey with their conference affiliation. He's like, Texas is a Big 12 team that wears an SEC patch. Oregon is a Pac-12 team that wears a Big 10 patch. Arizona State is a Pac-12 team wearing a Big 12 patch. So you're going to really tell me that SMU, what they were and what they are now, that the SEC and the Big Ten are all that much better when you look at where a lot of the top teams are that are playing for conference champions, where they were a year ago, and all they did was change their patch.
That's it. That's all they did. So, again, it's the conspiracy theorists are going to come out. They're going to, because if you have that many teams from the Big Ten and the SEC in, then it's is it a made-for-television event instead of who actually deserves to get in?
Absolutely. Does a Texan player deserve to be suspended for a nasty late dirty hit on Trevor Lawrence? Well, yes, he does. But still no suspension announced by the league. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro, especially if you need your logo on winter gear, because it's half-zip season, so you need your logo on a nice half-zip, Sam will get you taken care of. Maybe you need it on a hoodie, jacket, whatever you need. The winter gear is on display right now over at Sammy's Embroidery over there in that massive showroom there on San Pedro. And don't wait until it gets stupid cold to get your order in. Plan ahead. You know that cold weather is coming. If you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations. And he's got all the big cap brands like Katie Caps, Nike Cap America, the Richardson 112 style trucker caps in stock. You need a shirt screen printed, Sam will get you taken care of. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices than Sammy has all the big name brands like North Face, Eddie Bauer, Under Armour, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL, Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Divorce is a fight. If you don't want to get knocked out of the ring by your spouse, then you need an aggressive law firm with a stable of hard-hitting attorneys at your disposal. Contact Barton & Associates today. Visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $500. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant. We've got special financing, so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Listen to this message I received.
First message.
This is Santa Claus. Hey, I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Kinetico water softener, but getting all those Kinetico units in and out of the sleigh, up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Kinetico wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Thanks again for installing our Kinetico. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky smooth, even here at the North Pole.
So if it's okay with you, I'll handle the toys, you handle the water softeners.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months, and $400 when you trade in your old water softener.
By the way, the elves just love your jingle.
Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
I'm not a fan of the gluten-free cookies. Bye-bye.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
Imagine owning waterfront property on the Texas coast. Introducing Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay. Secure your spot to see 1 to 4 acre properties with bay access from $59.9. That's right, just $59.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, a pool and cabana, boat launch and slips, fishing pier, dog park, storage, and more. It all happens this Saturday, December 7th, one day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at $59.9. Call now to secure your private tour this Saturday. 832-281-6645. That's 832-281-6645. Appointments are limited, so call now and be sure to ask for the year-end event day specials and veteran and first responder discounts. Call now, 832-281-6645. 832-281-6645. Get your piece of coastal paradise.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
So this new dose is, well, nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the San Francisco 49ers are placing Christian McCaffrey on IR. He is expected to miss at least 6 weeks. San Antonio Spurs, big win in Sacramento last night. Wemby leading the way. They now head to Phoenix to face the Suns tomorrow night. A chance to win Group B in the Emirates Cup in-season tournament. Cowboys got back to work today. They're preparing for the Bengals this Monday night in Jerry World. They've won 2 in a row.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Monday afternoon.
Absolutely. Great Monday afternoon after a nice holiday weekend.
A lot of good football, food, and football and fun and family, and it was a good couple of days off, I think, for everybody, except for maybe the Houston Texans. Yes, they got a win yesterday, but they had probably the dirtiest play in the NFL to this point this year. Now, if you're a Texan fan, I understand you probably want to downplay it. Like the Texans fan in our group chat, immediately, that was fine. He slid late. What is he going to do?
Oh.
Except for when you watch the replays and you realize, yeah, he had plenty of time. And just everything about the play was different. Now, if you remember when DeMeco Ryans was a player, he was one of them dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Hearing him today as a head coach, I don't know what to make of what he's saying. I know he's got to defend his guy, but at some point, don't you say you've got to take you got to take responsibility and own up? Yep, probably didn't mean to do it, but that was wrong. You hear Mike Tomlin talk about Pickens. Yeah, that dude's got to grow up fast.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
This was DeMeco Ryans today. This wasn't yesterday after the game. This was this afternoon, about an hour ago. DeMeco Ryans and talking to the media. So, you know, he's watched the film. He's talked to everybody involved. And this is what the former defensive star had to say today.
Aziz hits the guy, but their sideline overreacts, and it turns into a melee. It wasn't our guys. Their team overreacted, pushed our guy, dragging our guy to the sideline. So that's uncalled for on that side. We have to be better on the sidelines as well with both teams.
You know, it's funny because as he says that, John McClain tweeted out a few minutes ago that he's obviously been covering the Texans for a long time. And if that would have happened to Matt Schaub, DeMeco Ryans would have been the first guy off the bench and just waylaying on whoever hit Matt Schaub. That was a tweet by John McClain.
I don't know if DeMeco Ryans has been taking PR classes from Aaron Rodgers or not, because that sounds like, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I made some bad plays, but so did 10 other guys.
Yeah.
What? I mean, I thought Jacksonville handled that appropriately.
Absolutely.
You see your player get leveled like that, you're sticking up for your guy, especially your quarterback. Jacksonville handled that the right way. Imagine what we would be saying about Jacksonville if they had all just gone back to the huddle.
No, yes, it would have been a disaster. They handled it the absolute right way. There's no other way to handle that. I mean, you got a guy that just tried to take your quarterback's head off.
Only time you say actions like that are okay on a football field is what we saw.
Absolutely. And for Ryans to even condone any of that, what happened, it's baffling to me, because there's no way to even argue for that. No way to argue. It was clear Lawrence was going down. It was clear he was going down, and he's defenseless. And how do you say it? Shair comes in and just levels him, and he's got the forearm out in front and just levels the guy. And I honestly thought that Trevor Lawrence, thank God he wasn't hurt worse than what he is. But the guy had just come back from injury, and now he's gone for who knows how long. It was just an uncalled for hit, and to me, just one of the most dangerous plays I've seen in the NFL in a long time.
It was everything that the NFL is trying to take out of the game, because you had the slide. Was it late? Maybe. But it's not like he was in the launching pattern anyway. And at some point you could launch over. He got low, and he led with his forearm, which, again, you're all of those against the rules. That was dirty. That was a dirty play. Whether it was intentional, is he trying to hurt somebody? It's football, you got these violent big hitters that are certainly there. But to hear DeMeco Ryans say, yeah, their sideline overreacted. No. And Ingram might not have known Trevor was hurt at that point, because he immediately saw that and went and protected his teammate, which is what you should do in a situation like that.
There's no question about it. And I am shocked that we don't have a suspension yet. And if the NFL wants to put its money where its mouth is, they're going to suspend this guy for multiple games. You've got to make this hurt. So the next time another guy is thinking about doing that, he might think twice. This has got to hurt not only the player, but it's got to hurt the team as well. And if they don't do something that is drastic and severe, then they shouldn't do anything at all and just let it happen and just talk a tough game. But if they're going to do something, they want to stop this, they've got to make this hurt.
Send a message. I see Ben Brasenia, who's a major Houston Texan fan. He tweets at Joe Reinagle 210 at Jason Minix. Chicken bleep hit. Should be fined and suspended at least a game.
A game?
Let's see. That's right. I'm thinking 1 or 2 games. Just knowing how the NFL normally suspends, that 2 games or 1, 2. That does send a pretty big message, because you're fined without pay, and then you get a massive fine as well. I don't know that they would do more than 2 games, just because the NFL generally doesn't, unless you fail a pee in the cup test wrong, right?
Yeah, which is so much more important than taking a quarterback's head off.
Yeah.
Failing a drug test, that's much more important than trying to kill a quarterback. That's ridiculous. So if that's the case, if it's a slap on the hand, then I don't want to hear it from the NFL anymore about safety, about anything. Then just let them play. If we're going to be a violent sport, let's be a violent sport, and we'll just kill everybody. And that's fine. But if you don't make this hurt, and I don't want to hear it from the NFL. Don't want to hear it. 1 game is not enough. It's not enough.
UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor joins us next here on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I know I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects in my home through the years, and they do fantastic work. They have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. And whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or go online, hill-electric.com.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Make this holiday season scent-sational. Fragrance is the perfect gift for someone special on your list, and Ulta Beauty has them all. Shop classic scents from Valentino, Burberry, and Carolina Herrera. Plus, check out can't-miss perfume kits from Ariana Grande. And wait, there's one more sweet deal. With a fragrance purchase of $70 or more, get the coziest plush robe or throw, valued at $70 while supplies last. So head to an Ulta Beauty store today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
Carry On is an edge-of-your-seat action thriller that follows a young TSA agent who is blackmailed into an impossible situation at the height of Christmas Eve travel pandemonium. Either let a dangerous package slip through security and risk the lives of many, or save the passengers and risk the life of his pregnant girlfriend. Starring Taron Egerton, Sophia Carson, and Jason Bateman, Carry On is the holiday thrill ride with nail-biting, non-stop action and suspense that you won't want to miss. Watch Carry On, only on Netflix December 13th.
Let's face it, winter can be a hard season. It's cold pretty much all the time. Blizzard. You have to shovel. Another blizzard. You slip on ice. But you know what makes winter suck a little less? Getting a free phone. Join Cricket Nation and get a free Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. Ooh, ouch. Welcome to enjoying more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Must open a new line on the $60 unlimited plan. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Make this holiday season scent-sational. Fragrance is the perfect gift for someone special on your list, and Ulta Beauty has them all. Shop classic scents from Valentino, Burberry, and Carolina Herrera. Plus, check out can't-miss perfume kits from Ariana Grande. And wait, there's one more sweet deal. With a fragrance purchase of $70 or more, get the coziest plush robe or throw, valued at $70 while supplies last. So head to an Ulta Beauty store today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We don't really talk too much about moral victories, but damn, UTSA played well enough to win Saturday at Army. Let's talk about it with UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And, Coach, I know one of your favorite things to do on a Monday is get second-guessed by the guy on the radio. You know I'm going to ask you about going for it on 4th and 1 at your 16.
Yeah. When you play Army, you just don't get many chances with the ball. So I knew if I punted it back to them, I'd get it back 8.5 minutes later, and the game would, darn near be over. So I knew then if I went for it, I was either going to have them kick a field goal or a touchdown quickly, or I thought we'd get the first down, obviously. And I thought our offense was better than their defense. And we had a critical holding penalty that killed a drive. We had a fumble that lost 17 yards because we ran a poor route and then dropped the ball. On top of that, had the penalty on the kickoff return, and we were already out time possessed, 3-1 at that point in the game. And I was just trying to get our offense more opportunities. And when you don't make it, you're a dumb butt.
Well, unfortunately, that's true, right?
That might actually become a drop, Coach.
So, Coach, what goes into calling a play in that situation? Is that just a gut feeling, or is it something that you've been successful with before? What was the play call? What went into that?
Yeah, we had been running the ball really successful the whole game, and we really thought we could get a yard. And obviously, when they don't work, it's bad play calls, and that's what it is. And we knew going into the game we were going to be super aggressive on 4th down because you're only going to get 50 snaps, and we average 84 to 88 every game. And they're number one in the country in time possession. They are every single year. Their quarterback is a really, really good football player. And our defense has been battling their tails off, but how many times have we already seen them execute so many 3rd and 4th downs? And when you play them, you just got to do a lot of things you don't want to do. And we had been super aggressive on 4th down in that game, but we had just executed them. And that was a bad time to not execute that one.
And again, I mean, like you said, when it's successful, genius. When it's not, you get second-guessed. I'm curious from a coaching standpoint because a week ago on Monday night, the Chargers-Ravens game, Harbaugh went for it on 4th down from his own 16. Is that analytics saying go for it? Is that analytics plus your gut? What all goes into going for it that deep in your territory?
Well, I've never gone that deep before, but we have 25, 27, 28, 29. When you play Western Kentucky, when you play extreme things, you have to do extreme things. Western Kentucky, North Texas, for example, here's how I usually make those decisions. If my defense is going to be in 3-down territory, I usually punt the football. I'm not going to risk doing that. But when I am putting them in 4-down territory, what I mean by that, Army goes for it on 4th down no matter where they are. -10, -9, -8. Jeff Muckin's going for it on 4th down and short, right? So no matter where I was on the field, Army was going to take all 4 downs to go for it. Where if I'm playing a normal team, not a North Texas, not a Western Kentucky back when they had Zappy, not an Army team, I'm punting the ball there 100% of the time because I know good and well I'm going to punt it down the field, and that coordinator's only going to have 3 downs to get a first down. When you're giving the offense 4 downs to make a first down, that's a huge, huge risk. Well, no matter where you are with Bailey Zappi or Eric Morris at North Texas or Jeff Muckin at Army, they're going to go for it on 4th down. Does that make sense what I'm saying at all?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot easier to get 10 yards in 4 plays than in 3.
Yes, sir, 100%. So extreme games and teams make you do extreme things. That was very extreme even for Jeff Traylor.
Jeff, I've got to ask you a question. They're watching the game, and the broadcasters at one point, and they made a point of this a couple of different times that I thought was kind of ridiculous, but I want to ask you if they were right. They kept saying that you guys looked cold, like the weather was getting to you. Is that a fact, or is that just BS?
No, I think it affected some of our players. You know, we had more drop passes than we ever have. Obviously, it didn't affect Amador. It didn't affect McEwen. It didn't affect Thomas. It didn't affect Brandon High. But there were guys that did not adjust well to freezing cold weather. And when you're walking on a frozen turf, I mean, I thought of the 60s watching, I did not watch this game, but I've seen it so many times. Tom Landry, on the frozen tundra, Green Bay and Dallas. I mean, I'm literally feeling like we are walking on the frozen tundra right now. So that's just different for us. The balls are harder, the wind, it is what it is. Now, our EQ guy did a great job of having us warm on the sideline. We just had a few guys that didn't adjust to it very well. But like Cyrus Dumas, 13, the corner, played the best game he's ever played in his life. It's just weird how different guys, and you could tell in warm-ups. I could tell which receivers and which DBs were having no part of it. And all my big guys played great. When you weigh over 300 pounds, that's the perfect temperature. When you're 175 pounds, you're freezing to death.
This way you get to get the old warm skin and go, although they did a whole sideline report on those fancy jackets. Were they battery operated or somehow were there heaters in those things?
I just know we were warm at all times on the sideline. I'm not sure how Dan did that exactly or our IQ did that. We spent a lot of time preparing for that game, for the operations of it. And, when the season started, we really thought it'd be for us two going to who goes to the championship. I still feel like we had one of the best teams. I hate it. You never got to see our team. It kills me. Even in that game, I tell that Robert Henry couldn't go from that 88-yard run he had the week before. My punt returner, Chris Carpenter, couldn't go. It was just one of those years, man. We never got our 22 on the field at one time the entire year, and it just makes me sick.
Jeff, when you played this Army team before, did they seem different this year than they have in years past?
Just the quarterback makes them so different. The veteran O-line. They had a nice schedule, so they got off to a great start. That always helps morale. But no, they're like they always are. It came down to the very last drive like it does every year we play them.
It certainly does. And again, I mean, they threw the ball well, ran the ball well. Army does what they did. But I know moral victory, you guys played that game well enough to win. And for a team that was playing to host the conference championship game, like you said, I mean, we haven't seen your 22 all year, but I got to say that might have been the best game all around that I've seen UTSA play all year.
I couldn't agree. I totally agree. Obviously, you can't take away the holding penalty on the perimeter. You can't take away the poor route and the drop pass. You can't take away the block in the back on the kickoff return. The two throws Owen made, bless his heart. I mean, the kid had been so great all year. What do you think made our center snap the ball? I mean, I can't imagine who clapped. It wasn't Owen. You just can't have those kind of mistakes, or you won't win against a team that executes like Army executes. Bryson Daly's very, very special. He's just a lot to deal with. And he's as good a player as we've gone against, and we have a lot of respect for that kid. And he's from Abernathy, Texas, so who can't root for him except on that day?
Jeff, do you just look back sometimes on a season, though, and say, man, if only, because obviously penalties were a big problem this year. There's no doubt about that. And without maybe half of those penalties, the season is a lot more successful than it turned out to be. Is that something you've had a chance to do yet, or does that come later?
Well, we had 3, and Army's the least penalized team in the country. And we were actually better than them in that category Saturday. So I'm proud of how we improved there the entire year. I'm just going to tell y'all, I've said this since I've been y'all's coach. The first year we were 7-5. We could have been 10-2. We could have been 4-8. The next year we were 12-2. We could have been 13-1. No, that's not true. We could have been 12-2, or we could have been 4-8. That year, Texas, we might could have beat Texas. I don't know. It depends. But the next year we're 11-3. Easily could have been 13-1 or 4-10. And last year we're 9-4, and easily could have been 11-3, 12-2, or 4-10 again. This year we're 6-6. Easily should have been 10-2. It's the same we've been all 5 years, man. We are just that close in every single game. We just didn't get it done this year on the road. Why could we do it at home? Because we can run the ball at home, and we defended the pass at home because we got such pass rush. Now, this game, we did everything well, believe it or not. We rushed the passer well. We defended the pass pretty well. We stopped the run, and we ran the ball well. It just wasn't enough, and that's got me so frustrated right now.
Jeff Traylor, head football coach at UTSA here on the Blitz. So regular season is over. Bowl berth awaits. Will you find out ahead of time? Will we hear where UTSA is going before the big announcement? Now, the way the playoffs are, I don't know if we all have to wait or you just get the invite and accept.
You know, it's a great question. It seems like every year they tell me I'm going to find out next Sunday, but it seems like Dr. Campos can give me a pretty good hint on Thursday or Friday so I can start planning my calendar. I don't know what that's going to look like. Supposedly I'm going to find out Sunday like when everybody else finds out, but I hope I know a little bit sooner.
Do you care, Jeff, really, where it is? Is it just as long as you guys are still playing?
I promise you, if HEB called me right now and told me it was going to be on the parking lot, the Roadrunners would show up. We're just glad to be in that thing.
Absolutely. Coach, can I ask you a coaching question? Has nothing to do with UTSA.
Yes, sir. You're never scared to ask questions, Jason. I will promise you I am fired up what this is going to be.
All right, the Texans-Jaguars yesterday. There was Trevor Lawrence slides. He gets leveled, looked dirty, and that starts a fight. D'Amico Ryans, who is a great defensive player, kind of put the onus on Jacksonville for overreacting and causing a fight. When you see your quarterback or any player, but especially your quarterback, get hit like that, perceived dirty, do you want your players to react the way Jacksonville did in protecting their quarterback?
Woo! Man, you went right there, man. You want coach talk, or do you want you and I to go have a drink of tea somewhere at a bar and get the real talk?
Let's pretend. Hold on, Pledge. Can you play that clip from D'Amico today for Coach? Give me a second. Pledge is going to pull it up because I know the D'Amico player I know would not have had this same kind of answer.
Aziz hits the guy, but their sideline overreacts, and it turns into a melee. It wasn't our guys. It's their team overreacted, pushed our guy, dragging our guy to the sideline. So that's uncalled for on that side. We have to be better on the sidelines as well with both teams.
See, and I love the way Jacksonville reacted. That's the one time I'm okay with a fight.
Yeah, you just got to understand I've got bosses too, so I got to be careful how I answer questions.
Right.
When it's your quarterback and everybody in the whole franchise knows that if that guy's done, probably all of us are done, you're going to react a little bit differently. I understand what he's doing. He's defending his player. I understand what Jacksonville was doing. They were defending their player. So I'm going to that's the most coach talk answer I can give you without giving you what I really feel.
Well, D'Amico Ryan would have been the first guy off the sidelines, and I think we can read between the lines. I'd love to get that iced tea, Coach.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. I got to ask you one more thing, just because.
Let me just say this. Can I cut in, please?
Sure, yes.
Let's just imagine that's Frank Harris. Let's just imagine that's Owen McCowan. Come on, man.
Of course.
I'm going to have a hard time holding my offensive line back. It's going to be hard to tell Vinley Tatupu or Kamar, Missouri. No matter what you say, they're going to protect their quarterback.
And you're probably not going to say anything to them after the fact either. If just knowing you, I think the way we do.
Well, what are you going to do? Those guys weigh 335 pounds. They're going to be raging bulls.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be saying, "Whoa!" and they're going to be dragging you on the field.
You know, and he could probably only say this over an iced tea, but me, I give them all a game ball.
Absolutely.
Well, that might be what goes on with your assistant coaches in the locker room and the head coaches answering these questions and staying politically correct at all times.
Absolutely.
I got one question for you, though, Coach, before we let you go. And put you're a member of this radio station now, and you're doing this show. Who wins that game, Army or Tulane?
It's really hard to win up there, but I don't know. That's going to be a coin toss. Tulane plays really good defense. Memphis kind of embarrassed them the other night, so I know John's going to have those suckers ready to go. The weather's going to matter. I don't know what it's going to look like, what that wind's going to be like. But I'm going to go Tulane in the upset.
Tulane in the upset, and then in 2 weeks, Navy over Army, right?
I wouldn't pick that game my life depending on that's going to be. I watched Navy play East Carolina, and I was so impressed with their backup quarterback, and that starting quarterback is phenomenal.
Yeah, wow. and then even the young freshman from Jackson Gutierrez got in late in the first half of that game, so pretty cool to see that. And real quick, Coach, are you surprised Casey Keeler took the Temple job?
That's where he's from. He's from Philly, so it did not surprise me at all. He was ready to go home. I know him and his wife are very excited.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I hate to see him leave Sam Houston, but I don't want to see Temple get better, and I know what kind of coach he is.
No, they're going to get way better, and I got to go there. So that's even worse. That's hard to win up there. And we actually spoke today, and he understands it because he knows that's what keeps me in Texas. I mean, my wife is from Houston, and obviously I'm from East Texas, and I never want to leave the greatest state in the country.
Absolutely. Coach, I'm sure we'll talk to you soon after we find out where you guys are going bowling and getting ready for that one. Enjoy the next couple of days.
Yeah, we're going to try to. I got signing day Wednesday, and looking forward to getting some good players in here and keeping this thing rolling, see if we can go win another bowl game, man. Thank y'all so much. God bless. Birds up.
God bless. Birds up. Jeff Traylor, head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Always good stuff from Jeff Traylor. You know damn good and well he's not going to say a word if his offensive linemen go after some dirty player that hit his quarterback.
I think his answer is everything you need to know without him saying a thing.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely. So. And again, for D'Amico Ryans to say that, come on, dude.
Well, look, to some extent, it's coach speak, right? I mean, D'Amico knows that, but John McClain said it as good as anybody, and we saw D'Amico play well enough to know if somebody does that to his quarterback, he's going to be the first guy in there. There's no question in my mind.
None. Sounds like something you got to discuss over some food. We've got a $50 gift card to give away right now to the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill on Calabria Road. And they want to cater your holiday party as well. So continue listening all week for your chance to win $50 gift cards. And go to the greatgreekgrill.com for your the restaurant hours and get your catering in. You want to go. You want that $50 gift card. Be caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs on the road in Phoenix. The Emirates Cup berth on the line. We'll get you ready for it.
And Browns-Broncos wrapped up Week 13. Let's see how things are shaking out going into the final 5 weeks of the season. All that and more coming up. Starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out the new Kubota L2502 package deal. Includes including a 4-wheel drive tractor with hydrostatic transmission, a front loader, a rear mower, a box blade, and a trailer, all for one low price. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. From the Ewald family to yours, Merry Christmas.
Oh, Christmas leaks, you make our carpet squishy.
Here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, we know all your Christmas wants, like the popular leaky faucet, the overflowing toilet, or the trendy clogged sewer line. No matter what list you're on, naughty or nice, Quarter Moon Plumbing will answer your call fast and fix your emergency quickly so you can get back to your Coco and Carolyn.
651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What's your perfect night? Maybe you're settled at home alone or with loved ones, covered in blankets, about to watch your favorite show. It's cozy, it's calm, and you're ready for a perfect night in. Therapy can feel a bit like that, a place for comfort, a time when you replenish your energy and take care of yourself. And hey, you can even do it without leaving that same cozy couch. This season is the perfect time to give therapy a try, right from the comfort of home. With BetterHelp, get matched with a tailored therapist based on your needs and preferences, entirely online. Designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a therapist, and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Find comfort this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/remedy today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/remedy.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at HEB today.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tab when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win, and they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Make this holiday season scent-sational. Fragrance is the perfect gift for someone special on your list, and Ulta Beauty has them all. Shop classic scents from Valentino, Burberry, and Carolina Herrera. Plus, check out can't-miss perfume kits from Ariana Grande. And wait, there's one more sweet deal. With a fragrance purchase of $70 or more, get the coziest plush robe or throw, valued at $70 while supplies last. So head to an Ulta Beauty store today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL, Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
You know, Gino DiDomenico is calling you out.
Oh, he is where?
On our YouTube page.
Oh, good Lord.
Well, you said Army's or Navy's going to win. I think you said that. He disagrees.
Gino's kid, Max, is one of the captains for West Point.
Oh, he's a damn good football player too,
and a damn good dude. Stop. In the Army-Navy game, anything can happen. Ask Michigan. 21-point dogs to Ohio State.
What the hell does that matter?
They planted a flag. Army's playing good. Army's had a great season. They're not playing good. They're playing great. Navy's been playing better lately. And quite honestly, if their starting quarterback comes back and is healthy for that game, it's going to be a hell of a game in D.C.
Army's going to win that game. Army's quarterback is the real deal.
Yeah, I know you haven't seen Navy all year, but both of them seem to be out of central casting.
Whatever.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to agree with Gino on this one.
Well, of course you are, because he'll buy you a beer in D.C.
Well, he'd probably do that anyway. He's just that kind of guy.
Army has won the last two, so it's time for Navy.
Yeah. You keep thinking that. Dude, you're going to be sad again.
You
almost cried last year.
It was freaking cold.
It was.
It had nothing to do with anything else. I was frozen.
Uh-huh.
You kind of felt like Jeff Traylor on Saturday. I mean, it's just you're just frozen. That's where it goes. The reality is, yes, I want Navy to win. When Army wins, I think of my dad, retired Army. So, but yes, I want Navy to win.
Well, it's going to be fun either way.
I don't want to sound like coachy. I just want a good game. Because, a lot of times, like, a couple years ago, what Navy went like 31-7. Army won in double overtime. That was your first game.
Overtime game,
that
right?
you could still hear that kid's crying.
Yes.
He got stopped at the goal line.
Yes. I think it was the first ever overtime game in that series, right?
I believe correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So, it's going to be fun. Couple weeks away, we'll be up there at the Army-Navy game presented by USAA. And I'm sure D. Domenico is going to be up there.
Of course he's going to be up there. Nice.
Trying to think how to properly set this up. Joe Reinagel has a video right now on the San Antonio Sports Star Instagram.
I do.
And you can imagine he's bitching about coaches because that's what he does. Unless, of course, a coach agrees with him. And for whatever reason, this was a topic with Jimmy Johnson on the Herd. And we're only playing this because Joe agrees with everything Jimmy Johnson is saying.
So let's talk about Dallas. What would you do this offseason? There's some tough choices here.
Well, first of all, they're so financially strapped, with some of these contracts. First of all, I would have never given Prescott a new contract. I'd let him play it out.
Yeah.
Because he's the highest paid player in the league. He's not the best player in the league.
Right.
And he wasn't going to go anywhere. If they had gone to the Super Bowl with him, hey, he wasn't going to go anywhere. Pay him whatever. And if he, struggled in the playoffs, then you negotiate. Or if he got hurt, you save money.
Yeah.
But they're so financially strapped right now. I don't know what they do. I don't know if, they talk about, a change coaching. Well, I don't know if changing coaching is going to, help them. Because Mike McCarthy's a good football coach.
Yes.
And so I don't know that a new coach coming in can solve the problem.
Wow. I think Jimmy's been listening to this show. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I love you, Dad.
He's been listening to this show, listening to me, and I'm sure he was going to give me credit there pretty soon.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
What I don't get, in the idea that bringing it up now, why? Should they have done that deal? We talked about it. They really had no option. And the only thing Jimmy is right on there that I agree with, and we talked about this, is if he wins the Super Bowl, he's going to back the Brinks truck up. If, he has another bad playoff, but it doesn't matter if you're the best player. It only matters if you're next. And that's just the way the NFL and quarterbacks work. You look at Jordan. Look at the highest paid quarterbacks in the league right now. Whether you're talking about Trevor Lawrence, who, granted, been banged up, but when he was healthy, kind of like Dak, they weren't playing good football. Jordan Love up and down. Who else got paid? Justin Herbert. He's playing well. But, it doesn't matter if you're the best or not. It's, are you next?
The issue, though, and I think what Jimmy's talking about, what I talk about, it doesn't mean he has to be next for the Dallas Cowboys. He could have been next for somebody else. And
Well,
I think,
sure.
I think if you're listening to Jimmy, He's not sure Dak was going anywhere. Maybe he wasn't. And so all I'm saying is, look, the second greatest coach in Dallas Cowboys football is saying he wouldn't have paid him. And I think he's absolutely right. You let him play out the season, and then you go from there. And if you got to start over with somebody else, then you start over and you surround that guy with talent because you're able to do that. And that's the point that I think Jimmy's making. It was the point I'm making. I mean, I just don't think paying Dak Prescott all that money does the Cowboys any good at all.
Granted, it's done, so there's nothing you can do about it, but I will go back to what I said all offseason. Not that I wanted Dak to get signed, but I knew Jerry was going to because they did not plan for life after Dak Prescott. If they had drafted a quarterback or acquired a quarterback in any other way where you had his replacement on the roster, that changes everything, and Trey Lance is not the answer.
No, he's not. We agree on that.
Trey Lance is not and was not the answer, even if you wanted to kick tires. That was just dumb. But the reality is, had the Cowboys planned for that, but you knew Jerry wasn't going to risk Dak leaving in free agency without a quarterback ready to go, which, you know, as we've said a billion times on this show, Jerry a little bit over the barrel when it came to that.
Well, there's that guy, Sam Darnold, who's going to be available. He's playing pretty well for the Minnesota Vikings right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can find a guy. That's the point. And, again, you're right. They're stuck. But as Jimmy said, very wisely, I might add, they're financially strapped. And then they're going to pay Micah Parsons a ton of money, allegedly. And then they're going to be even further strapped. And then what do? You
manipulate all of that and you free up money, which is what every NFL team does.
Which is what Jerry is so good at, right? Bringing in free agents.
Yeah, well, again, they're going to free up money. They're no more in a salary cap world. They're really no more strapped. Hell, I look at Denver. You talk about a team that is strapped. They're paying Russell Wilson, or at least Russell Wilson, still counting a boatload against their cap. Yet the great Sean Payton has that team winning, getting ready for this Monday night game.
And you got a rookie quarterback who is not making a lot of money.
No, but they're still strapped. So, I mean, you know, there's ways to win even if you're cash strapped.
You draft a rookie quarterback. Exactly, Jason, exactly.
You could.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, exactly. They're not playing poor enough this year to draft high enough.
We will see. Well, you know, that could have changed if they knew Dak was leaving.
Sure. Seeing a comment on our YouTube, I'm not sure what this means. Kevin Monk, taking my 11-year-old son to all-star football practice. Can you give him a shout-out? Proud daddy here.
Hey, Kevin Monk's 11-year-old son, shout out to you.
Good luck in that all-star practice, you stud.
What's his name, Kevin?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, details sometimes help. I guess the 11-year-old all-star selections are there.
That's awesome.
You go from there. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Hey, Don, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Yeah, I want to make a comment on the Army-Navy game, and you said something about it, the Navy quarterback's coming back. Well, do you know who the backup quarterback is?
You mean the third-string quarterback from Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackson Gutierrez.
He played some in the last game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was watching that.
There's a little San Antonio connection. So.
Yeah, well,
there's a lot of San Antonio connection on both teams.
Yeah, the captain from Army is from San Antonio. Played at Clemens.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, that's all I had to say.
All right.
Thanks, Don.
You guys got a great show.
Appreciate you. Thank you. There you go.
It was exciting watching Jackson get into the game.
No, it's nice, and I'm happy for these guys. I really am. When we go up there and see the San Antonio players that are playing, it's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. Makes it more fun. Sure,
it's a blast.
And for a guy like me, I don't give a damn who wins, honestly. But I like to see those guys perform well.
You say go Navy.
No, I don't say that.
Well, you should.
No.
Why?
I actually think Army's going to win. I mean, that if I was putting money on it right now, I'd bet Army. And by the time the kickoff, I will have something on it. You can bet on it.
Can I bet on it?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with that. Kevin's son, his name is Jackson.
Jackson.
So, good luck, Jackson.
Go, buddy. Practice hard.
All-star practice. It's the thing that sucks, man. We're in December.
I know it.
Like football season.
Sucks.
Well, I mean, you think about All-Star practice. We're January 11th is the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game and the Navy All-American Bowl. So, those practices will start in about a month with all of that, a little more than a month.
Football season just flies by.
The high school season is, we're on to, round three? Yeah. It's a rough week for a lot of area teams, but congrats to Harlan. They're still rolling. I think round 4, right? Yeah, round 4. Smithson Valley's still rolling. Of course they are, although Flower Bluff this week. So Alamo Heights lost. That was a surprise.
Yeah, that's a big surprise.
Although Alamo Heights is in such a weak district, and they beat the hell out of everybody. It's been so long since they were in a competitive game that I think that hurts teams like that when they get into the postseason.
I thought the change, they got out of the SAISD.
Yeah, but they were still
would
just
help, but yeah.
so dominant. I mean, the Bernie game was tough, and I think that was about it.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see Piper get eliminated so early.
Yeah, because the way they looked when we did that game, they did really, really well. But it's tough when you get this far in the playoffs. I mean, every team is good.
Yeah,
and you got to play your best each and every time. So it's tough.
And Frank Pateo with the dumbest comment I've seen all day. So we'll end with that. He says Jason's just excited to see the home of his Washington Commanders at the Army-Navy game. Dude, you couldn't be more. That is the dumpiest of dumpy stadiums that I've ever been to.
He might have a shirt, Frank, by the time we leave. And this is my favorite stadium.
No, I can almost tell you that. Told you what happened last time we were at that stadium.
What happened?
You might get that seat. Johnny Campion. And he's probably still got a picture of this on his Facebook. He was producing at the time. And they in the media, in the press box, their seats are, you get assigned seats. And Johnny's seat literally had a pillar in front of him. He could not see the stadium because of the pole in front of his face.
Nice.
Idiots that designed that thing.
Well, exactly.
They're
going to build a new one, though, that's what I hear.
Yeah, well, they need to.
Goodell was there today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
well,
talking about that.
Now that they have real owners, they might be able to do something.
They might.
Rob and AJ, tomorrow morning on the Morning Huddle from 6 to 10. We've got Monday Night Football coming up, Browns and Broncos, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, right after Extra Innings with Pledge here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.